Secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the rocky tops of the La Platas on a Rocky Mountain high, get sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners, and settle down snugly at mile marker 420 in colorful Colorado. It is Saturday, October 5th, Sunday, October 6th for those of you across the pond. Welcome to We Are Paradox Media, late night in the Rockies. Hope you had a rockin' week, an awesome day, and an awesome beginning to your weekend. I am your host, TessaTNT, and we are live tonight on Spreaker, Periscope, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, CastBox, Tumblr, YouTube, SoundCloud, and TuneIn Radio. Tonight, I have a treat for all my guys and gals out there. Tonight, we are joined by Psychic Chris Garcia, and we're going to be doing free readings. Well, Psychic Chris Garcia is a psychic medium empath, clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, who also has the ability to see auras and has experience with remote viewing. He has had these God-given gifts since the young age of 5. Chris loves helping people and sensitive children with their gifts as well. He is a tarot card reader and a ghost hunting paranormal enthusiast. He is also a shaman healer and very into his native heritage. Hey Chris, welcome to the show and thanks so much for joining us tonight. So, you were saying earlier that you had some missing persons cases that you've been working on. How's that been going? Well, that's weird. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see what the heck is going on, because I can hear you. What the crack? I just did an update on my Skype today, so let me check my settings really quick. I apologize, you guys. But thanks so much for whoever said that you're not hearing Chris, because I can hear him. Weird. Okay. Uno momento, por favor. Well, when you said that, I looked down at... Yeah, when you said that, I looked down at my, my bars, and it said that you weren't there, so let me check really quick. Okay. Say something.
Testing.
Yay!
Testing.
Okay. You're back. Okay, so I perhaps we should start from the beginning. So go ahead and tell us again about your missing persons cases and then working in home.
Yeah, well, like I said, I was doing one local case here, and then I have another case that's in Pennsylvania. They're looking for the wife or the girlfriend. They know that she's near a park. I've had premonitions with that case too, as well. Then they're looking for their son. He's in New York. He was in New York, but he had gone to go somewhere, and he didn't return the call, so they knew something was wrong. So those other two cases is just so weird that I'm already getting chills, but it's so weird that these other two cases just started coming my direction. And like I was saying on I think it was on a show that I did like 2 days ago, I told him, I said, it just seems like the universe or God or whatever you want to call it, this is where I'm going to be shining with the missing persons case. And a lot of people say, well, this is this is where you shine, even though you do good readings and mediumship, but maybe this is where it's going to take you to the next level. And a lot of my friends have told me, with these cases, they see me doing cases on the TV show with missing persons case. I don't know if, but that's what they told me. I've heard it from all different people that's either going to be that or paranormal cases too. So I'm going to have to be very flexible. So if I'm going to be doing missing persons case, I'll be doing paranormal cases. So it's kind of like, it's just weird, Tess, because all these different things are coming at me, and it's just weird. So
Yeah, it kind of catches you off guard, and sometimes it's hard to grasp what your gifts are and get out of your comfort zone. But it's really important to do so, and you'll grow so much once you do. And you're also working in homes as well. I know that you had a home case that you were doing today, and then you had to leave early because of the show.
no, not because of the show. It was because the other two people had to go to work because there's a total of 4 people, but the only two I only real quickly because I had to drop something off because of their mother-in-law, because I gave her something, but I was always been busy, so I haven't been able to drop it off. So I dropped it off. So I only talked to them for a few minutes, and they got to see me for like maybe 5, 10, 20 minutes, and then I walked outside because they live in an apartment. So I did like a little, telling what I feel, just without going into the apartment, because that was my first time meeting them. I was kind of anxious, kind of nervous, but I told him, I said, maybe when your mom and your dad can be here, you can film me on live, if or Facebook or whatever, and I can just walk into your house and somebody can videotape it. So, but it didn't work as planned because they just barely both started working. So they're just like, man, this is crazy that you're here, and now they both got to work, and they said, well, they called the mom and the dad, and they said, well, Chris is here, and they're like, no, reschedule, we want to meet him. So it's been kind of interesting.
Well, surprisingly enough, we do have our first caller from area code 541, and they've been trying since before the show even kicked off. Who are we talking to?
Hi, this is Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hi. For some reason, I was thinking it was Texas time, and I was like, it's not, so sorry about that.
No worries. I'm glad you called in.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions.
Okay, go ahead.
So I don't know exactly what's going on, but my ex has been contacting me lately, and I've been wanting to get back with him, but whenever I ask him if he's seeing somebody, he won't answer me. Can you feel if he's seeing anybody?
Well, right now he's just talking to other people, socializing. So he's probably wanting to come back to you, but now it's up to you if you want to take him. As for
Because he
what
told
he
me
is,
he wants to just be friends. I don't know why. He kind of had an attitude.
well, I mean, if he wants to be friends, I guess it's just
Yeah.
because he sees it as that. And if you wanted more than that, I'm being told just take what you can get, because it's better
Yeah.
than not having him at all. Because
Yeah,
there's
that's
people
true.
that that if you want him as a boyfriend or a girlfriend, sometimes you have your differences, so it doesn't work out. So you're just like, you know what? I already hurt you once. or I hurt you. So, you know what? You have to let both of you heal. And then in the process, um, then after that, then you start healing, and then you make up. Maybe if it happens, you come across each other again, and then you start talking as friends. Some people just, once they hurt each other or somebody cheated on somebody else, then they just usually just technically just say, you know what, I'm done with you, and then they'll just move on with their life, and you just gotta take in the
So
pain
he's
that they
just
hurt.
talking to people.
Yeah, that's basically it. So, but if you're interested in him, with what he's going through, talking to different people and other things. If you were looking for more, I would say just take it easy and then see if it turns into something. Even though you might not want, maybe you're thinking about getting with him, but you're just like, I can't have him. Where if I'm gonna be with him, I want him to be with me. I can't have him with other people. So if
Yeah,
that bothers
exactly.
you, then just stay with him as a friend, and then you go from there.
Is he messing around with people that you know about? Or just talking to people online?
I think he's just talking with people online.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering about that. And another thing I have a question about myself is, I don't know what it is, but what was it, about a week or two ago, I started getting some weird kind of vibration. I don't know what's going on, but I just kind of feel weird lately. Do you know what's going on with me?
I just think
I
you're
have
just
some weird kind of feeling in my stomach.
Well, then you're probably gonna have something that's gonna happen. You just gotta figure out what it is. That's how you gotta have to figure out what it is, and then usually when you have that feeling, something's about to happen, or you're gonna get a phone call from somebody, and then that's how you find out. Because me, with my gifts, they just came inherited, so I didn't have nobody teach me. It just happened just like that. I just knew when things were happening. I got that confirmation, maybe 2 or 3 days later, or a week later. So if you're new to it, then it's something that you got to get used to, because it can be overwhelming if you don't know what this means. So pay attention to any friends or anything in your family, or just anybody around you, and you're gonna find out what it is.
Okay, because it was like a sinking feeling. It kind of felt weird. I was like, I don't know what's going on with me. So okay. So just pay attention to what's going on.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I think you answered everything. So
you're welcome. And you're welcome.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys have a good night. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You too.
All right.
You're welcome.
Bye.
I'm sorry. We have a caller from area code 414. Who are we talking to?
Hi, this is Jessica.
Hey.
You probably know, most likely, what I'm going to be asking.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, what happened was I woke up really sad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was, but I was just really sad. And then as the morning went, I felt, it went away, and it was like, oh, okay, this is cool. And then I had this strong urge that I want to, make a phone call to the person.
Okay.
You know who I'm talking about.
Okay, yes.
It just happened out of the blue. What's going on?
Honestly, you know what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling? I'm picking up that telepathically he's trying to talk to you. You got to pay attention. It just a lot of scattered energy, which is kind of weird that I'm picking that up, because it's kind of like you don't know what to do. Like, should I call him, or do you think you're going to upset him? I would say just go with what your heart says. If your heart tells you to call him, just don't be upset or anything with whatever he has to tell you, because there might be some things that he might have to tell you. And I'm actually seeing tears, so he's probably going to tell you something. and you just have to be there to comfort him the best way you can, because he needs closure, and you are that closure. It's almost like you can, whatever he's going through, you can heal him by talking. There's why I picked up depression. And then it's kind of weird because I'm getting like the word holidays. So there's something that he's like, the holidays are kind of like very emotional for him. So I think he's going to contact you, or you need to call him to tell him that he's not alone. He needs to reassure that people care.
Wow. Because I felt sad Thursday. Like, I felt sad, but I was thinking because of the weather. Because we've been having a lot of rain and cold days. And Thursday, I just felt like just kind of blah, kind of down, kind of out. And then I woke up yesterday feeling like really kind of sad, but then it went away. And then this urge to wanting to call him. And I'm just like,
I would say call him. I would say call him and then see what's up, because if you're feeling that, there must be something he's really going through, and it must be an emotional issue that he's going through. So it's kind of like there's something about emotion, and it might be with I don't know if there's a Mercury renegade, but if there is energy with that, then there's something going on in October. There's something going on with that. So yeah.
Mercury retrograde is on Halloween. It's on October 31st.
Well, then the energy must be flowing earlier because we're already in October. So there must be a lot of sadness in the air. People are just depressed. People are just, it's just everything.
And then, okay, so I'm having surgery, my major surgery on Thursday, and I'm going to be staying at the hospital for a couple nights, and then I will be staying at my parents' house for quite a few weeks for recovering. And I was wondering, would he be picking anything up? Like, would he be able to
I think so. Yeah, I think he's going to be with you when you least expect it. He's going to be there. Like, emotionally, he's going to be there. And don't be surprised if he physically calls you. So be expecting
after.
Both. That's what I got, both.
All right.
Okay.
My third question. I'm going to ask you what your guys is thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I'm really good at dream interpretation, but last night's dream was so real, and it felt so vivid and real that I need what you and the guides say, that maybe kind of go hand in hand on what I'm thinking. It's a dream that it was like early morning, like I say I woke up at like 2, and then I went back to bed around 3. And it was where I was in an arena, a big, huge arena, and I know it's not from Milwaukee. It was somewhere. I don't know where, but it was all military men and women and veterans of men and women. And my dad was walking with me, and we're going downstairs towards by the stage, because there was like a concert, and he kept saying, just wait. And I'm saying, okay, Dad, okay. And I'm like, aren't you going to tell me who's playing? Like, who's the concert? And he goes, just wait. Then all of a sudden, I had a big military, he was in the Army, picked me up, put me on the shoulders, because I couldn't see the top of the stage. And lights went down, and it was Michael Jackson, and he sung, and the first song was Dirty Diana, but the last song was Heal the World. And that's when I woke up. And I'm wondering if that was, it felt surreal. So I'm kind of wondering what your take on that and what the guides say, and then see if what I think, it kind of goes hand in hand.
I think it's with the surgery, the procedure that you're going through, and Michael Jackson is just telling you that he's gonna heal you, and it's like I do feel like you can heal the world too. I think you have a good way of talking to people, so I'm thinking that the spirit, because Michael, well, I'm not gonna say theories because I know there's a lot of stuff, and I don't want to talk about it on the air, but there's stories about that he's supposed to be dead, he's supposed to be alive. There's a lot of things that I know about, but I'll send them to you through Messenger one day. But besides that, I just feel like he's trying to talk to you.
Okay.
And I want to say that it's going hand in hand with the surgery, and it's going with that guy too. So I do feel like you're going to be healing with the procedure. And then he needs healing because I'm thinking he's like depressed, he's lonely, he needs that comfort. And that's where you come in and you heal him. So it's almost like you're healing somebody. And as you're doing that, you're going to be healing other people. The people that you come across, you're going to be healing them with your throat chakra. Whatever you have in your throat chakra, you have healing that comes through your mouth. So when you say something, it's not you, it's spirit talking to them, but through you. If that makes any sense. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because my thing was like heal the world with the whole military and the veterans, and you know where I stand with that, and I love to volunteer. So I was thinking, well, he's telling me that, yes, he's going to be there for my surgery, but also keep doing what I'm doing with the military and the veterans, too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, do you do volunteer work, like to serve people? Because I'm seeing that in my head. Do you serve people, like for homeless people and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm picking up. I'm seeing that you're giving back to the homeless people, and some of those people are going to be military, some people are going to be homeless, so those are blessings that you're giving to others, and you're going to get everything that you give out, you're going to get back twice as much.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so should I call him?
I would say if your heart says to call him, I would say yes. If you want to give it time and your heart says no, not right now, call him tomorrow and see what happens. But if you feel like you have to really urge to talk to him tonight, call him tonight. Just ask your guys to say, should I call him? And then if you hear a yes, that means to call him. If you hear like nothing, then that's like just wait till tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Teresa, and have a good night, and I'll be listening in.
Thank you so much.
Soon.
Thanks so much for calling in. It was great to hear from you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good night.
So she's a real good friend of mine. She usually follows me whenever I'm on different shows. So she's like a regular. She's a good friend of mine.
That's awesome. It's good to have friends.
So I have like people, yeah, because there's times where they'll call me, and sometimes it's just weird because some people, I've noticed that like when I was really down, people were like, "Are you okay, Chris?" And I'm thinking to myself, looking at Messenger, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
You wear your heart on your sleeve, Chris. We could pick up on that stuff quick.
I guess it's what I'm giving out. I'm getting it returned in a different way where people care about me and they're worried about me. So I really appreciate all the listeners and all the people that really follow me, because you don't know how much that means to me. It really like melts my heart. It's just, it's beautiful to know that you're loved. It really is.
Indeed. Well, I hate to cut you off because I love what we're talking about, but we do have another caller who's been so patiently hanging in there. It's area code 602. Who are we talking to?
Oh, hello. Hi, Tessa. My name is Aaron.
Hi,
and
Aaron.
I'm calling from Phoenix, Arizona.
Awesome. So great to hear
How are
from
you?
you. Good. How are you?
Yeah, thanks. Good. I've been watching you just for a short time, probably as of maybe 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, some of the conversations I've heard just sparked my interest. And I had my son passed away about, March of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I get noises in my house, or even like he bought me a certain gift and it fell over last night, in the middle of the night. It's on a bookshelf, but I didn't know if there was something to that or if it was just like the AC blowing the fan or what have you. But my girlfriend also said that she had heard something on the bookshelf make noise as well. And I didn't get closure with him when he passed. It was kind of sudden. And that was it. I mean, we had his memorial, and that was it. It just, so every now and then, like I said, I'll get down, I'll be depressed, but I stay pretty positive, and I'm pretty, I keep a pretty positive vibe in my heart and in my mind and soul. So Jeremiah and I were almost one of the same. Like I said, he is very kind, very outgoing.
Well, I'm going to tell you, while you're thinking of the question, because I usually like to tell people that you have a question that you want to know about, but I already know that you want to connect with him. But right now, when you were talking, with the things falling, whatever it was, the gift that I'm being told, it was like, I'm seeing like a little wrapping thing. It's almost like a birthday thing. You did real nice and pretty. And I'm being told that with, oh my God, I'm actually getting emotional on this one. When it fell, you're thinking, okay, well, maybe it's the fan that was in front of it. Well, I'm going to tell you something. It was not the fan. It was him. It was him. And whatever that gift is.
And what you said about birthday, it was a birthday gift from him.
Oh, okay, so then there's something symbolically. So what I'm being told is to, oh my God, I'm already getting chills. Oh my God, I'm getting chills. I'm sorry. Okay.
It's no problem. It's no. I get chills all the time. So.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you that when it fell, he's saying, remember me, celebrate me. Okay? Okay, celebrate my birthday. Don't ever forget me. Always have me in your heart.
Always.
Okay?
Always.
Okay.
Every day.
Okay, and then, oh my God, these are actually one of my songs. Okay, there's this song you need to listen to. It's beautiful. It drops tears to your eyes. Do you listen to the radio? I mean, I haven't listened to the radio in a long time, but this is a very old song. Do you want me to tell you what it is?
Yes, definitely. I don't listen. I listen to a lot of underground mainstream stuff.
Okay, well, this is what I'm getting. It's called, the singer is Richard Marx, and it's called the song, I Will Be Waiting Here For You. So, in other words, when it's your time, when God takes you, he's going to be at the gate waiting for you. So he's going to get your hand, and you're not going to be alone when you cross over. And even though you didn't bring nothing to that effect, but I'm being told that in a way, you're living life to the fullest, which is good. But in deep, I don't know if this is really deep inside, but I'm feeling like a part of you has a fear that when it's time for you to go, you don't know where you're going. You don't know, like what you're gonna see, or if you can see a light or whatever. It's almost like you have this somewhat of fear of death. Yeah,
but I'm not necessarily afraid of death. I mean, I don't have any fear of that whatsoever. Sometimes I think just through readings, either online or through friends, after he passed, that's when my curiosity was sparked.
Yeah, so that's where
I began to think about it after that, and I thought, I do a lot of good for people, so I thought, like I said, I definitely look to the positive light and try to shed that on people as well.
Okay, and then I was going to tell you too, with that, even though I know you said you're not afraid, but I just want you to know that when it's time for you to go, he's going to be there waiting for you. And you need to let that song, you need to listen to it. It's probably going to bring tears to your eyes. You're going to understand when you listen to it. It's a beautiful song. It's one of my favorite songs from Richard Marx. He's an old school singer. You need to check him out because his
from
songs
the
are
80s.
very,
It's a really good
from the
song.
80s. Yeah, and
I wanted to play at his memorial. I didn't get a chance to, but it was "Bird Song" by the Grateful Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever get a chance to hear that song, it is beautiful. I mean, it's just a beautiful song. It's just about setting your spirit free, setting your soul free. And
And I was going to ask
ahead.
you, is his birthday coming up?
His birthday actually is in January, like the second week of January.
Because that's kind of weird. Because you said that your girlfriend or your wife experienced it too. So I'm thinking, because what I'm feeling,
that was just today.
Oh, that was today.
Yeah, and the statue that fell, that like it was last night when it fell, and I couldn't figure out what fell when I was in the family room. But this morning when I got up, he got me for my birthday gift. It's a statue of Jerry Garcia at a podium, and he plays a song. You press a button, and that's what fell over was Jerry. Jerry fell. I was like, I came up to the bookshelf, and it has I'm an artist, and it has a lot of my artwork on there, and I just happened to say, that's who fell. Jerry fell over last night, and then I immediately thought of Jeremiah, and I thought, did he knock it over, or did the ceiling fan knock it over, and it's not that powerful a wind to knock it over, but it just
if that were the case, like, it would happen all the time. And these are different signs that they try to leave for us. And I know he's with you guys a lot because you guys love him so much and really, really do miss him. And he loves and misses you too. But for him on the other side, it's different. But he knows how you guys are feeling. And you guys will be together again. And he loves you and he's worried about you guys. But just pay attention to those little signs. And also when you think about him, like, you get these different sparks of memories and goosebumps or cry or whatnot. A lot of times that's when they're around, you get that emotional sort of boost. And I just know because I've been through it too. So
I spent pretty much a lot of the day, and I don't usually cry or feel that way too much. I think about the good things that we did in life, a lot of traveling and a lot of music. But yesterday, I spent the day, I was crying most of the day, just thinking about it, thinking about this and that. And I think it had to do with just, I was in a car accident 10 weeks after he died, and I was hit by a car, and I had my own injuries that I'm still dealing with right now. And I guess even then I thought, was that supposed to be my time, when I got hit by this car? Because I was on my mountain bike, and this person didn't see me, and I went over the hood of their car, but I made it through, and here I am now. But I just, like I said, after these things happened, all these things happened this year since since middle of March, and it's only been 6 months, and I'm just like, man, so much that's happened.
Well, a lot of times, make sure that you can say things inside your head to him, talk to him in your head, or you can talk to him out loud. Either way, he's going to hear you. But make sure when you're feeling that way that you do talk to him and say to him the things that you might not have been able to say. And I'm so glad you're here with us today. Oh, my goodness. Like, what a thing to be hit on your bike by a car.
I like I said, I was very grateful. I'm just so happened my girlfriend, and it was just her and I living together, but she was out of town. And she had just left, and she'd been gone a few days, but I was so out of it mentally that at first, I didn't know who to call or what to do. So I just rode out the storm by myself, and I eventually got a hold of her, and, she wanted to come home, but I said, you're taking care of yourself right now as well. So I said, I'll be okay, and like I said, I made it through, and I've just got the most. I was going to doctor's appointments like 4 a week, but as of last week, last week I was down to 1 appointment a week, and I'm just riding it out till October 24th.
Oh, wow.
So it's definitely a tough time to go through that. And I think now that my head's kind of starting to clear up, that's why I'm starting to think about him a lot more, is because my head's clearing up, And I think when I had all the head trauma, I wasn't thinking about him. I wasn't thinking about a lot because my head was so spun,
Did you lose
and
consciousness at all?
No, I didn't. I didn't lose consciousness, but they said I did have a major concussion, and I still have mental issues as we speak, and that's why they won't release me as of yet. And they just said, well, you could drive, I can't drive, but they said you can't necessarily function behind the wheel of the car if your head's still spinning, and if you have, things going on in your head, like dizziness, you know what I'm saying? Dizzy spells, and then I have headaches, and I have pinched nerves between my shoulder blades from going over the hood of the car. So it just affects like different parts of my body, and pain like you've never felt before. Memory is, as Carrie was saying, she goes, your memory is shot. So, and that's, I think, as I'm starting to recover, I'm thinking about my son a lot more, and I have to look, sometimes at photos or, things just to remember.
I know there's a couple. Go ahead, Chris. You say what you're going to say, and then I'll say what I'm going to say.
Because I was going to say, and I should have said this in the beginning, you need to probably get some rose quartz, because that's for healing the heart. And that gives you some kind of, like, I'm being told to put some, get some rose quartz, and just either you can have one where it's shape of a heart, rose quartz. Oh my God. Because it was just coming to me as I was listening to you. And then with your head injury, with the head trauma, I want to say that when it happened to you, I mean, you thought of him before, but I think after your accident, you hit him more. I mean, you thought of him more. I can't. It's like I'm getting tongue tied.
Yeah.
And then I'm being told that with that, you're starting to be, I want to say, like, psychically in tuned, not just with him, with other beings. And I'm getting
I agree
Archangel.
With that. 100%.
That's what I'm getting. So it's like it's how can I put it? It brought growth in it, and it's like it brought you to bring to the other side that you never experienced on what a psychic goes through, or a medium. So what happened to you, it wasn't supposed to happen, but since that guy didn't pay attention to you, I guess when it hit you, I'm not saying that it was meant to happen. I just think that somewhere between there. I can't put the words right, because I don't want to sound like mean, or I want to sound inappropriate. But I'm just thinking with that accident, I just want to say it just really made you more aware that there is another world, and it opened your eyes. And then with your art or your artist, you might need to either do a song or dedicate a song to him, or make a song of his name. And that's what I have to tell you. And Tessa, you can go ahead.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say, with your accident, I was actually watching, I think it's called Celebrity Ghost Stories, something like that. But it was, and I can't even remember his name, Julia Roberts' little brother. He was in a severe bike accident, and he had really traumatic brain trauma, and he had, we're all thinking it's ghosts. He had 2 ghosts come to him. At first, he thought it was actual people from Romania, and they flew straight to where he was to help him out. And this person was a scientist on brain study, so on and so forth. But there's 2 under-the-counter drugs that you can get for severe brain trauma, and it helps to regain your memories and to heal your brain. I can't think of the names of them right now, but I'm going to look it back up. If you can send me your email, and I'm not sure, do you watch on Periscope or what genre are you on?
Periscope.
Okay, if you can send me your email, and I'll give you my email address. You can basically send it to weareparadoxmedia@gmail.com. And I'll get back to you with those 2 drugs. And they don't offer them because they're not FDA approved. But if your pharmacist, you can ask for these. They're under-the-counter drugs. They're not prescribable, but if you request them and your pharmacist, you can get them, and they will heal your brain, bring back your memories, and things that you don't want to lose, because memories are so precious.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I mean, just right down to forgetting passwords, numerous passwords, and just, things that you take for granted and all of a sudden are gone.
Yeah, and like you were saying, like after you had this accident, it kind of renewed your, just basically everything. When I had my accident and I almost died, like the stars were so beautiful and everything around me was so beautiful, when before it was just like you kind of, like you said, take it for granted. And I think it was kind of a wake-up call.
Yeah.
But Nikki in the chat room was saying that she feels like your son was with you during recovery, and I feel like he's still with you guys.
I felt his presence, and during that recovery, and like I said, some of the time I was here alone, and with literally like no one around, to help. But I'm just, like I said, it definitely makes you try and think about things. But I knew, like I said, I never lost touch with my son through the whole thing. But certain memories that I have, I would have to pull out a picture or something, or Carrie, my girlfriend, she would remind me, and just little things like, and all of a sudden it'll just blossom like a lotus, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, all these different memories that have spawned, and they're about Jeremiah. And he was 28 when he passed. So, and like I said, I raised him, solely, put him through college, everything, and he turned out to be a hippie just like his dad. So, dreadlocks and all. So
that means you were a good dad. You were a good dad. Otherwise, he would have tried to be as far away from what you were from that dream. If you haven't had one yet, I think you'll have one soon.
Mm-hmm. Is there something that I can do to get him to come to me, or is it just has to happen organically, or in my dreams?
I think you can do it to enhance it. You can
that way, and like I said, I don't have any intentions of packing this stuff up,
Yeah, and that's good. And don't let anybody try to rush you through your healing process. We all go through our own process at our own amount of time. So don't let anybody try to tell you should get over this already, because that's furthest from the truth. Everybody has their own healing process. So don't let anybody jump on your back about that, because that's just BS-ery.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's just, like I said, it's just something I would never, you just, you have things that you don't want people to ever have to go through, and this is definitely one of them. I just, it's tough enough, to take the brunt of this and try to keep moving on, but I stay strong. So, and I thank you both for your time. I very much appreciate it.
Send prayers
and Tess,
to you.
I will send you an email. And you said we are paradoxmedia@gmail.com, correct?
Yes.
Okay, terrific. Okay, yeah, and I'm Lost Sailor, so when you get something from Lost Sailor, that's...
Oh, yay! Okay, that's who Aaron is. Yay! Okay.
Yes.
It's been so awesome seeing you in the chat room. I always think like you're not lost anymore because I found you, but definitely.
And if you ever send an address, if you ever send an actual address, I would love to send you some of my glasswork. I do a lot of glasswork, but I do women's pendants and jewelry. So if you're ever interested in that, I would be happy to gift you both something from my heart and soul.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah,
sorry,
definitely.
Chris.
Yeah.
Chris, you were breaking up. Did you hear him, Aaron? I didn't know what he said.
Yeah, no, I heard him. I don't know if he can give me, I can give him his email. I don't know if he could type it. It's Garcia, Garcia.
Okay, Garcia?
Yeah, it's Garcia. And then it's 187 bluelove@gmail.com.
187 Lulove, L-O-U?
No, it's blue, like the color blue.
Oh, Blue Love. I'm sorry. Okay.
And then at gmail.com.
At Gmail. Okay. And then, like I said, you'll get a email from Lost Sailor, and that'll be me, and then we can just swap addresses, and I can pop something in the mail to you. So yeah, and like I said, I do that a lot as well to pass my time because I haven't worked since the accident, and so I've been working a lot on my glasswork and just photography, that type of thing.
That's so good for you to keep doing that. And you'd be amazed, with head trauma, a lot of people gain different gifts as well, and you might be amazed at what could happen in the near, not too distant future.
Yep.
Yeah, and I've already felt a lot of changes, and that's why, like I said, when I started listening to you recently, it started to spark my interest. And I think also one of Jeremiah's friends had gone to see a medium, I believe. I don't know if it was a psychic or medium. Is that one and the same?
Yeah, they're just a little different. Yeah.
So it's a little different.
I remember she came to my house after that, and she says I spoke to Jeremy through a medium, and all he said was, let me see, how did he say this? It was a mistake. I love you all. I'm sorry. I'm well. And that was what he said.
Mm.
And that a lot of times that's the main message is, I'm okay. They just want you not to worry and to know that it's not, religion kind of gives us different ideas. And we only have about 4 minutes left before we go to break, but gives us different ideas of what's on the other side. But, I lost my mom at an early age, and she came to me through dreams, and I also used a Ouija board one time, and that was it for me. But she came through on there too and said the same thing. And she said all my siblings' names and tell them I'm okay. And, I got a little more in depth with her, like, what are you doing over there? And she said she could be anywhere she wants, anytime she wants, and so on and so forth. And it's just amazing to think of the different things that are out there. And I asked her if she was with me, and she said,
agree.
She's with me all the time. It's kind of like, can you be omnipresent? Because, so many of our siblings need her. So there's so many questions that we'll never know until we get there. But just know he's not restricted by anything like that. And it's kind of, I think, just I would like to say free-for-all until Judgment Day, which hasn't happened yet. That's why you and I are still here. But yeah, I think he's okay, and that's a good message. I didn't ask you how your son died, and I don't want to, but it's good to get messages and for people to share. So if you get stuff too, make sure you share with those in your close circle that are also wondering where he's at, and was that him? And a lot of times it is, Yeah,
and I've had other, like family members say that they thought his presence, his energy was in their house. And for my sister, it only happened one time, and it was right after he passed. So I said that was probably him saying his goodbyes. I don't know, but
yeah.
I would have to imagine, because there was certain people that happened, people that really shared a part of his heart, and so I think that that was a goodbye. But I thank you both for your time, and
You're
I will
welcome.
be in touch by email, and I'll probably you'll see me listening in here and there because I really appreciate your help.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad you called in, Aaron, and it's been awesome seeing you in Periscope. You've been one of those that hasn't been kind of irking me. Some people come over there, I'm like, why are you even here? But it's always good to see you, and definitely we should keep in touch. And I look forward to seeing your works and sharing whatever I can with you. Anytime you need to talk, just let me know.
Kind blessings to you both and to all your listeners.
All right.
You guys have
love
a good
and
night.
Light. Thanks so much
You
for
too.
calling.
You too.
Love and light. One love. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow, that's amazing.
That was so awesome.
I was actually, I know that you got a lot of stuff like medical stuff, but I got more like psychic gift. It wasn't supposed to happen, but it happened. I guess for him to open up in a different aspect. Because some people sometimes we wonder why does this happen? Why does somebody have to have a head trauma? But sometimes it's just that I can't really say because I'm not going to say anything wrong or anything because there's no perfect way of nobody should go through pain, but sometimes there's a higher purpose behind, of course, there's suffering, but on the other side, there's enlightenment. So there must be something that God wanted him to see or be a part of because there's a lot of people that need to be doing light work, but it shouldn't have happened that way, but sometimes it just works in mysterious ways. It's something that I can't explain, something you can't explain. And no matter, what mediums tell him, it's just sometimes it happens to others that I've noticed that when they have near-death experiences, they always come out more, very, very sensitive and very psychic.
I just want to know, let area code 610 know. I'm so sorry that this has taken so long. We will get to your reading shortly. But right now we're going to a music break. So we'll have 3 songs, 2 by Mystique. First song, Rampage. Second song, If I Slip. And third song by Tracy Cruz, who, god dang, I just remembered who she, okay, she reminds me of Alicia Keys. She's got such a beautiful voice. But her song is called Emotional Love. So we're going to go to our music break. We'll be right back after these messages. Area code 610, please hang in there with us. We'll see you guys in just a moment.
Spark so much fire, think I woke up the dragons. I'm the new beast, spitting apocalypse for a fantastic. Got the power from God, made the rest hard to breathe. I'm on the surface, flow so powerful, industry don't fit me. Spark so much fire, think I woke up the dragons. I'm a new beast, spitting apocalypse for a fantastic. Got the power from God, made the rest hard to breathe. I'm on the surface, flow so powerful, industry don't fit me. You people fire well, I'm the kind that made you inspire. Smoke detector can't take the battery is what I require. I am led to put me out, you need a metal lid. Stop, drop, and roll to your nearest exit. Not the one to play, will make you go back and edit. Make you jump double dutch till your leg lays. Head knobbing with the flow, man, I need a helmet. I just screwed up these verses and got them pregnant. One of a kind, and chick could step to my comparison. F the world up with this, man, I should just marry it. My words are weapons, big as tools that can't fit in your kid. They sell it fake, hoping I'd rather kill your hope like ISIS. Still killing it, infinite, check the status, I'm getting the wind. Froze the flows with multiple codes, my symbols grows, I'm cold as snow. I know the principles, and we feasting the beast with the dragon relief. When it happens, it show that I don't play though. Step into us will be so fatal. Spark so much fire, think I woke up the dragons. I'm the new beast, spitting apocalypse for a fantastic. Got the power from God, made the rest hard to breathe. I'm on the surface, flow so powerful, industry don't fit me. Spark so much fire, think I woke up the dragons. I'm a new beast, spitting apocalypse for a fantastic. Got the power from God, made the rest hard to breathe. I'm on the surface, flow so powerful, industry don't fit me.
Hey, it's swag. I done got back in my bag. I done had people laugh. I done seen people pass. I spaz like spaz. The garbage man and they trash. This of course I can't crash. This a race and I'm fast. I pass the fate and put all of it last. Dragon so I clash. I hide it all in the stash. We are diamonds, they are brass. I'm connected with no lag. She a spin 30 for a bag. That's my wife and I'm glad. Michael Myers with his stabs. Ali with his jazz. A scientist in the lab. JJ Watt in his past. The amigos with the dab. This is why I ride. And I got the nag. Spazzy rolled a sack with Mystique in the back. Money tall like Shaq. Weapons like Iraq. I am cancer in a pack. The 9/11 attack. We don't know no slag. You can't hold us back. Rock and roll with that.
So much fire, think I woke up the dragons. I'm the new beast, spitting apocalypse for a fantastic. Got the power from God, made the rest hard to breathe. I'm on the surface, flow so powerful, industry don't fit me. Spark so much fire, think I woke up the dragons. I'm a new beast, spitting apocalypse for a fantastic. Got the got dreams and ambition. I'm ready and I'm willing. I'm meeting this competition. You don't wanna be my dinner. The whole shift changed when the music bang. Love the look on their face. I got dreams and ambition. I'm ready and willing. I'm meeting this competition. You don't wanna be my dinner. The whole shift changed when the music bang. I just love to see the look on their face. And if I slip, I'ma bounce right back. Cause I was born for this. I got dreams and ambition, man. If I slip, I'ma bounce right back. Cause I was born for this. I'm ready and willing. Even if I slip, I'ma bounce right back. Cause I was born for this. I'm meeting this competition. If I slip, I'ma bounce right back. Cause I was born for this. You don't wanna be my dinner. I'm about to do this to death. Cause I know they watching. Don't understand the talking. Tell that dog to quit barking. I'm an entrepreneur, so correct when you talking. Bet I get it back and take a loss to be a boss. Coming fast and I'm switching lanes with it. Crisscross, never messing with you. Rapping ratchets, what you really thought. And my jab steady dreaming, chasing missions for the fam. Understand I'm flowing lands from the Milwaukee brand. Thought you knew you can't wear my shoes, not do what I do. It's a mob, I don't pick and choose to stick it to the rules. Keep my beast above and beneath. They know I'm beauty. What you need, I got what you need when it come to it. Who been grinding all winter so the summer extra lit? I've been in and out the booth trying to weigh up my greatness. It ain't no time to play with it. And if I slip, I'ma bounce right back. Cause I was born for this. I got dreams and ambition, man. If I slip, I'ma bounce right back. Cause I was born for this. I'm ready and willing. Even if I slip, I'ma bounce right back. Cause I was born for this. I'm meeting this competition. If I slip, I'ma bounce right back. Cause I was born for this. You don't wanna be my dinner.
With great precision, I'm on a mission. Lots of ambition, my transition. The time was ticking, willing and wishing. Just listen, I punch harder than Sonny Liston. They fishing, looking for teeth. It look like Lipton. They tripping. I am the king. Who's competition? Collisions. Conclusion is I'm in a position. Lifted, transcending beyond their comprehension. Time to hang it up. Swaggerific, the lynchman. You know how this goes. Just follow the street codes. We make it look easy like we putting in cheat codes. Beauty and the beast is in beast mode. Haters on the sidelines, I tell them to keep score. I go crazy on the beat, tell Spaz to keep it low. You know my sleep close with a toaster. You won't toast?
And if I slip, I'ma bounce right back. Cause I was born for this. I got dreams and ambition, man. If I slip, I'ma bounce right back. Cause I was born for this. I'm ready and willing. Even if I slip, I'ma bounce right back. Cause I was born for this. I'm meeting this competition. If I slip, I'ma bounce right back. Cause I was born for this. You don't wanna be my dinner.
Boy, I don't know what to do. My heart is so confused. In the past, it's been put down, it's been shattered, and then I'm left without any clue to know the real truth about what I found. But with you, I found my common ground. Your love makes me emotional.
Welcome back, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us tonight on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. Tonight we are joined by Psychic Chris Garcia. Chris, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Tessa, as always.
And I have to tell our callers really quick, can you please put your phone on mute, and once I call your area code, then unmute.
Yeah, because I hear a lot of echoing.
Yeah, I was hearing myself. I don't like that. But now we have area code 610. Before we get to that, though, I just wanted to say what an amazing call that was, and thanks so much, Aaron, for calling in. Or he goes by Lost Sailor on Periscope, and I've seen him around for a little bit, but I am so glad he called in. That was an amazing call for sure. All right, so area code 610, who are we talking to?
Christopher.
Hey, Christopher, how's it going?
Good, all right. That was an amazing call.
Right?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing.
It was. On so many different levels.
I was not worried about waiting one bit. It was such a good call.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I have a couple questions. The first one, since the last talk, I've had some pretty wild events, like since the anniversary of 9/11 this year.
Mm-hmm.
I had my luck changed to what it was before I was 20 years old, back to the way I normally operate.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I've been about this guide I have, Edward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if and he's part of my family way back. He's actually a grandfather, so it's 1 degree.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, since I'm now a lot more aware of this, I feel like somebody's looking for me from that part of my family tree. It's kind of weird. Wonder what you can tell me about that.
So the question is about that guy, Edward. That was one of them, right, that you asked about? Because I want to make sure I heard you correct. Okay, with him, I want to say he is connected to you. And I want to say he's probably a friend or someone that you talk to. But in another lifetime, he was probably like somebody that, like a brother or even a grandfather. So there was a connection there. And with that, you're probably going to find out more relatives that are not going to have the same name as you, but they're going to have different names. Like, because I know that when you start researching your family, sometimes you come up with different last names that are not even in the family. Like sometimes you come up with Gonzalez, Hernandez, and there's nobody named Hernandez, or your mom didn't have the name, your dad didn't have that name. But sometimes it's like a cycle where you just come up with all these different names, Diego, or you just come up with all these different names. And then when you start realizing it, by the time you're done, you're like, oh my God, I'm having family that I've never even met. And you start realizing that all these people were part of maybe your mom, your dad's brother. It just goes on, and it's just like a never-ending family tree, because the family tree never stops growing. It goes back from the, because some families, some of them, they usually start in the 1800s, and sometimes it goes even lower than that, like the 1700s. But
mine?
I'm saying, go ahead.
Edward goes back to, he was born in 1275, and he was my 21st great-grandfather.
Yeah, so there is a connection there. So you're probably going to find out someone that's going to be looking for you through him, and then it's going to spread out to I'm getting like the shape of a Y. So you're going to be having people call you from different sides of the family, and you're gonna find out more roots about different things that there was gifts in the family, but it was very taboo back then. So it's gonna come out in the open. And then the other question, what was the other one, Christopher? The other first question, because I remember you were talking about Edward, but what was the first one that
The
you
second
asked?
one I talked to someone in a dream, in astral. He was in Ontario. He told me who he was and stuff like that. And I did more digging, and he's a family also.
Well, that's probably a family member, but I'm also being told it's a spirit guide too.
Yeah, he's still alive, too, which is what I got, too, which is weird. Can that happen?
Oh, yes, it can. Sometimes they have, because we can be reincarnated so many times, it's not even funny. So he was probably reincarnated a lot, so he's always been around you. But for some reason, I got like archangel around him. I almost got the word like an elder. So he's been up there in heaven so many times. It's like nothing new to him. And I don't know if you know what an elder is, because to me, an elder is almost like I don't know if you watch Charm. I don't know if you ever watched that show, because I used to love.
Oh, that was one of my favorites.
Well, that's funny, because when you get an elder is almost like a white lighter. It's almost like a different type of angel, or it's like he guides it. He has certain protectors that he's assigned to. So I'm getting like he was a white lighter / elder, so he knew that a lot of different. And it's funny because I'm hearing elder talk, which I don't know how to talk, because I'm hearing them talk to me, but their language is it's like gibberish. You wouldn't even understand it. It's just you hear all these weird clicking, clackling sounds that they talk. But they're talking in a higher vibration, so you do have family with that. So you're going to have a lot of people reconnect with you, and I want to say you're probably going to notice this. Oh man, I'm getting like late December until the beginning of January. So you're going to have a lot of people come to you. Your phone's going to be ringing more than usual. You're going to get a lot of more friend requests. You're going to have people that you never even knew who they were, and they're going to find you because they're going to know of you. But you're not
this guy I'm talking about is now following me on Twitter.
So, well, you're going to find out something. So,
and he's actually an elder in this life, too.
But just keep an eye for December.
Yeah.
See, well, then there's a validation right there. You see what I'm saying? And it's funny because I watch Charm all the time, and that was one of my favorite shows. And there's other shows like Bewitched. I grew up with, old school, because that Bewitched has been around forever. But
wiggle the nose.
And I'm just reading chat.
My house was clean.
I grew up with all that.
I'm just reading chat, and wow.
Well, Chris,
I'm not drunk. I'm just really, really amazed at reading.
I was going to ask you something, Christopher. Remember how you always said that you're always drawn to California?
Yeah.
Are you still? Why do I get Los Angeles with you?
Because my mom's side, Autry.
But then you must get there's going to be something with Los Angeles too, because you're going to be going in that area. So you're going to probably go to. There's even a chance you might even go to Beverly Hills. So you're going to be like in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles.
Don't go there.
And maybe.
Oh God.
Stay away. Stay very far away, Christopher. Unless I'm with you.
Yeah, but I see you in Los Angeles. You're going to be with the City of Angels, is what I heard. So. Yeah.
Wow.
I have a sister there.
I have a history there too, Tessa, because I don't know what it is with me in California. I don't know, and I'm so damn curious. It's making me like anxious. Like what is it about California?
I'll go visit, but I won't live there. I have to say that. And we went for our Disneyland trip, and Lily started crying and freaking out, and she said, we have to go home now or we won't ever get home. Well, we had severe earthquakes when we went back to Disneyland. We came back to soak in the hot tub because we were so sore. And then we went back, and while we were on Splash Mountain, me and my 2 daughters and my nephew and his son and my other nephew, the earthquake happened, and our butt end of our log kept lifting up, and we were wondering why, because people in front of us, it wasn't happening. And then we found Vern, and he thought he was having a stroke, but it was actually an earthquake. But I don't know. The roads that we came in on, Lily was right. They were broken up, and we wouldn't have been able to get back that way, but we went back the Phoenix way because that's where I was getting dropped off. So they were able to get home, even though they had a crazy incident in Phoenix, but we won't get into that. But yeah, it's crazy how these psychic abilities happen. It's insane. Sorry, California threw me off the track.
For me.
But even though, I mean, I would never say I would live in California because I really don't see myself in California. But with my career and, with the business and TV networking, everything is usually, because there's other bigger producer names. There's New York, New Jersey, what's the other one, that big town? Kentucky. There's usually where the Paracons, you're always going to find like a major director, with different stuff. So who knows? I might say, oh man, I would never live in California, but maybe California has something for me that I don't even know, because I can't see myself in California because I'm like, I think I would be terrified of the earthquakes. But hopefully with my career, it doesn't have me like, how can I put it? Like living there. It just maybe going to events or Paracons or doing psychic walkthroughs or paranormal stuff like that, anything, and then I'll be there, and then I'll be coming back home, and then you know what I'm saying. So it's like I don't want to be like steady now, unless if I have to be steady, and they're like, well, if you're gonna work here and you're gonna be doing that kind of work, then you have to live here for a year. I'll live there for a year, but I will not live there all my life. There's just no way.
Heck no.
I think I'll be okay in LA. Don't you think so?
Just let me know when you're going and how you're getting there, and I'll go be your bodyguard. I know some Marine Corps moves. I can remove testicles in less than 3 seconds.
I don't need that much protection if I want to see my elder. Ontario's too cold for crime, is it?
I don't know, but Chris, we do have another caller on the line. Did you have any more questions for Chris Garcia?
No, I love to chat with you all, and the previous call was great. I had a great time. Thank you. God bless.
We'll talk later.
Nighty night. Love and night.
Bye.
See you at the after party.
I will.
All right. Good night, Christopher. Rhonda. Area code 970. We have Rhonda on the line. Hello.
Hello.
So good to hear your voice.
You too, honey. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you? Have you moved yet?
I haven't moved. That's what I'm calling for.
Oh, shnikes. Okay, I'll let you and Chris get to it.
What is it?
I have some stuff I need worked on.
Okay, well,
Let's
even though
I
know you weren't. See, well, so what is the question that you wanted to ask? And I know, Tessa, you weren't supposed to say nothing, but it's okay. Okay, so what is it that you wanted to know? Is that just if you wanted to move, or go ahead?
Well, I have some very strong spiritual guides, and Tessa's very familiar with them as well. But I am just looking for some insight. I am in the middle of a huge move, and pretty much giving way. I've been a very grounded, rooted person my whole life, and I am severing my roots to give way to my wings. So I'm looking for confirmation and, I suppose, information about this huge move for me. It's going to be positive.
Well,
how am I going to land?
I think even though I don't know where you're going, but I do see you're moving, and I see transformation. So there's going to be a big change, and I want to say, hold on. for some reason, I feel like you've been waiting a long time, but I'm getting like more like Christmas time. Maybe like in the middle of December, because I got December. I get a little bit. I get a little bit of November, but it wasn't that strong because the holidays are just around. So I'm thinking that you're wanting to save money so you can get everything together. Even though I don't know about your gifts, but I do feel that with your gifts, you're going to have like a shop, a business. I see tarot cards. Okay. I see tarot cards. I see crystals. I see different stuff from different other bigger companies you're going to sell there. And then I see like a desk and I see like a register. So I'm seeing money. And then I see like around the building, I'm seeing like a lot of protection around it. There's going to probably be a lot of people trying to do stuff to you, but what I'm seeing is that you're going to be fine. So you'll be really protected with St. Michael and, with all the stuff that you know. And for some reason, with this building, I want to say it's like white. And I'm seeing all these beautiful windows in the front. It looks very like old, like on the outside, it looks like, I don't want to say it's brick. I don't know. I'm not very good with buildings, but I'm seeing like white. And I don't know if it's because some companies, you have different buildings that are either made out of brick or there's another material, but I can't think of it. But I'm seeing white. And all around the front, I'm seeing like all these windows. So in other words, people can look from outside. They'll be able to see a little bit, but it's going to be tinted. But you'll be able to see more outside than them looking in. And then and then it's funny because inside I'm seeing all these different shelves, from books to crystals to different protection mojo bags. I'm seeing everything from the evil eye protection. I'm seeing a whole bunch of different cultures there, symbols. I'm just seeing a whole bunch of stuff. So you're going to have, I want to say, from the front of the entrance, from the front of the building, it's going to be huge. I'm seeing it's almost like a warehouse. That's how big it is. On the outside, it looks small, but you're going to have it's almost like you're just going to have like a metaphysical store with all different types of things and then on top of that, you're probably going to have like different rooms where you are even thinking about maybe having a reader here, a Reiki master here, yoga here. And then you're going to be probably having maybe somebody that you can trust that maybe will do aura readings with a computer. And you're just going to have a lot of people working under you. You're going to be the main boss, and you're going to have other people above you. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Now, as far as where you're going, I don't know where you're headed, but don't tell me anything. But I'm seeing that you're going to be, from where you're at, I'm not good with states, but I'm thinking you're going to be more like to I want to say the East Coast, because I'm getting I'm here in Las Vegas and Arizona. I don't know if that's where you wanted to go, but I'm seeing opportunities there for you. Now, if you're more like the East Coast, like you want to go to New York or New Jersey, I would say if you're going to the East Coast, I would say the first thing that pops in my mind is New Jersey, if you're going to the East. Now, if you're going to the West, you're going to be either in Las Vegas, Phoenix, Tucson, anything below that. You're not going to want to be like in an area where there's a lot of just crime. You're going to look at different states of what stands out to you.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's where you were moving, but those are the areas that I was picking up. And it was either, if you were to the East, it would be New Jersey. New York, I really don't see you in New York. I just feel like with your energy, I feel like you would be okay, but I feel like you're too good to be in New York. You would just not. You would.
Kind of person.
So I think you would be like in New Jersey, anything that's not too crowded. Where
She would kick all their asses.
I think you would be like, you would have to be in an area where you stand out very well. And I'm getting like Las Vegas, Phoenix, even maybe one part of California, or maybe even going up to the next state, not in California, but I don't know what's above California, but you'll be in those areas.
Oregon.
Yeah, or Oregon or something like that. And you know what? And it's funny that you got that, because you know what I got too? Oh, wow. And I don't even know this, but I'm not really good with the maps, but I want to say that the East Coast, isn't there Salem? Because I'm getting Salem with you too. So there might be a chance that there's something with Salem too. So there's anything that has magical energy to it, it's like you're drawn to it.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Interesting. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Anytime. And if you want to contact me on Facebook, if you're not on Facebook, just go on Tessa's page. And I'm not very hard to find. Everybody knows me, but I'm getting more out there, so I'm not very hard to find. Yeah.
Popular.
Well,
thank you very much, Chris. I appreciate it.
Rhonda, did you have any more questions? Feel free to ask a question or two more, because we don't have any other callers at this moment.
So nobody else on the line? Well, they don't know what they're missing, do they?
They don't.
Honestly, they really don't, because a lot of people, there's people that know of me, but it's just that I guess people are in a different time zone. People probably be sleeping or they're partying, drinking. So it's kind of just
Sister Rhonda, I was just wondering, did we find your lost friend? Because that's what came to mind when you called. I was thinking about your friend that was lost. Was he found, or are we still looking for him?
No, he was found. He just found deceased.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know it. Thank you, honey. I appreciate that. Yeah, I had, one of our other friends, Glow, working on that a little bit for me, and saw that, unfortunately. He saw that it was down that way.
Okay, I want you to do this, and I usually don't do this, but I'm going to give you one option. And I might start doing this with some people. Pick a number, any number.
No range?
Like, it can be anywhere from, 2 to, anything not over 40 or nothing, because I'm going to keep counting. By the time I get to 40, I'll never get done. So any number between... No, so any number.
Okay. Do you want me to tell it to you?
Go ahead.
17.
17? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, wow. Okay, well, the card that came out was moving on, which means this, because I have I usually don't do this, but I'm doing it for you because I'm being told to. I'm being told that whatever you feel like where you're at right now, you need to let go of that and move on, because you have another door coming, and that's where you're going to move to. And when you move on, there's going to be a lot more blossoming and a lot more abundance.
Growth.
Growth.
And I hear growth too. Yeah.
And then you're just gonna have so much people coming in. I see that store is gonna be very, very, very busy, and and that store is gonna be very well known, and it's gonna have a good reputation, very good reputation, because you're gonna hire good people. So if you have people that you're gonna want to work for you, you're gonna be starting to really do maybe an aura scan on them, or you're going to do a reading, but you're not going to tell them, but you're going to start making your list of what you want and how you want it and how you want to decorate it and stuff like that. And then with your gifts, I see they're very heightened. You're very in tuned. And when you say things, they always come true right away. You astral project. I don't know if you know that, but you do a lot of astral projection in your sleep.
I believe that, yeah.
And then you do a lot of bilocating. So you go to people's houses and people's businesses when they don't have no physical number or physical way of contacting you. You do a lot of work in your astral sleep.
I do.
Yeah, so
that's true.
So I see a lot of growth with that, and you're going to be very busy, and you're going to spend a lot of knowledge. And are you even thinking about doing maybe speaking and lectures? Because I'm seeing that with you too. Are you thinking about speaking lectures or conventions or anything?
Possibly, and writing a book.
Yes, writing the books, and you don't even have to write anymore. You can just say it into a recorder and send it to somebody that will write it.
You know what?
It's amazing.
people have told me that, Tess, that I need to write a book, but I'm thinking to myself, I'm not good
I've been
with the
told that
storytelling.
too, and I'm like, I
But
don't
is
have time. But yeah, you can just carry around a recorder and keep recording, and who knows what's going to be in there. I'd be like, oh, you got to delete this part. That wasn't supposed to be in there. That was a family
it's almost
conversation.
like, you know what it's going to remind me of? Because, like most people, when you write a book, the first thing, and this doesn't mean that you have to write it like this, but when people say you're going to write a book, the first thing that comes to my mind, you're going to laugh at this one, and when I first start off the sentence, this is what I'm going to put. Once upon a time, my name is Chris Garcia, and I'm a psychic medium, and blah, 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 blah.
Once upon a time,
lived a small boy named Chris Garcia. He had many psychic and paranormal experiences and grew to be a psychic medium.
And I don't know if that's the right way to start off, but that's when I hear people say, "Well, you're going to write a book," and I'm thinking to myself, do you want me to put Once Upon a Time?
Well, just do you. Whatever you feel is right, do you, and do it to it.
Exactly. If Once Upon a Time fits, then you say it Once Upon a Time. That's right.
You know what they're going to tell me if I tell them that? They're going to be like, you must have been born in the 60s, because people don't use that. People don't use that.
Once Upon a Time anymore.
Chris is like, this is a fairy tale, and I'm telling it the way it is.
That's right. And it's my story, and I can tell it how I choose.
That is right.
That's another thing. That's another thing. Now that you brought that up, I've been told like I should write a book. But now that you're mentioning that you're writing a book, is there like a? Is there like a limit to where how many pages you're gonna write?
Nope.
It's just no.
No, it's the way I see a book is it starts and then it ends. And whatever happens in the middle, however long it takes to express that, is how long the book is supposed to be.
Oh, okay. Because I thought that most people that are metaphysical, like I've seen, because I like Chip Coffey, and his book was the Psychic Kid book. It's not even. It's it's kind of thick, but it's not that thick. And I've seen other psychic books. I've seen like Growing Up Psychic. I had that book, and I still have it. And then I have a numerology book because I love numerology. Then
Me too. I'm very numeral.
So when I look at all these books, I'm thinking to myself, how do these people do this? Do they make it thicker, and then others make it thinner? But every psychic and then even with the tarots are getting like smaller. Like the card that I just did with you right now, that's called the Psychic Tarot. You should check out that card that I just did for you. You need to look up the Psychic Tarot, because if you look at the Psychic Tarot, that was made by John Holland. John Holland is one of the most famous psychics. He designed like the how he did it, but he found an artist to do the craft of how he wanted his tarot to look.
Yeah.
And it's so weird because with him, it's not like the basic tarot, because I think the basic tarot is supposed to have I want to say. I'm not, because I haven't really counted all my tarot, because I really don't keep up with what's the maximum of a tarot. I think it's 68 cards, I believe, with the swords. Okay. But this one it's limited all into one. So it's you can do a reading, but you can do it smaller, so you don't have to take all the Ace of Cups and stuff like that. And with the Psychic Tarot, it doesn't have that. It doesn't say the Ace of Cups. It doesn't have the Ace of Swords. Or the Ace of Wands. It doesn't have any of that. So I'm being told that you need to check this Psychic Tarot out, because you'll be amazed that when you look at the tarot, you're like, are you sure this is a tarot? Because the tarot cards that I have are nothing compared to the original classic tarot. Nothing compared to them.
Interesting.
They're beautiful. Yeah, they're very beautiful.
And you guys are talking about numerology, and I'm sitting here thinking, I understood there'd be no math. I'm not into numerology.
See, that's funny you say that, because Tessa, everything in our charts has to do with numbers, like our phone number, our date of birth. It has a meaning. Like even with our birthdays, everything has you have a destiny number. So everything that's connected to your phone number,
insecurity number.
Yeah. Even your birth, your date of birth. If you add everything, you have a destiny number.
The time you were born has a specific meaning.
I was
Yeah,
born in
so
the
we
morning, which goes against my religion. I will not wake up early. I will go to bed early.
Yeah.
see,
I
see,
hear
and,
ya.
see, and for me, I was born in the afternoon, so I said, you know what? I'm going to come and eat lunch. I'm hungry.
Right. Well, I had a
Exactly.
question, though. Rhonda and I lost a really good sister, and she was so amazing. And to me, she was my mentor. And
Yes.
I was just wondering
She's
if you
my
got anything
strongest
from
angel.
her. She is, and
Yeah,
she's
she's
the
the
most
strongest.
beautiful
Yep.
angel that I've ever seen. And I did
Well,
get to
she
see
is
her.
absolutely
and I
my
was like,
strongest guiding angel. She is.
So what is the question that you have, Tessa, for both of you? What is the question that you have that if she okay, or what is
well,
it
I
that
was
you want
just
to know?
wondering. I know she's okay because I saw her the day she died, and she was happy, and her hair was long and flowing and like kind of naturally curly looking and braided along the side, and we put her to rest in this outfit she picked out with a white shirt and these cute like capri shorts with these sparklies on her butt. But when I saw her, she was wearing this long flowing like, oh, it reminded me of Lord of the Rings, like the princess that wore the long flowing white dress. But she's so beautiful and glowing and happy, and it reminded me of a Catholic candle that you can buy in the store. You see the Mother Mary with this aura. Well, Kat's aura was like this bright white with silver and sparklies through it. And some blues. I think it was like aquamarine and another blue color, but she wasn't there for me, so that's why I closed my eyes and laid back down. She was there for Nova, and she had been kind of, according to Nova, around her all night, and she came into our room, and that's when I saw her, and then I knew she wasn't there for me. She was worried about Nova because she was there when she died, and I still feel bad about that. I should have probably made her go home, but I gave her the option. But she was fine. She was okay. She was healthy. She was beautiful. I'm just wondering, is she still kind of hanging around with us? Because I think about her all the time, and that's just natural because I loved her so much. But I'm just wondering, is she still here kind of hanging out with us? And what is she up to these days? Is it everything she knew it would be?
Honestly, I'm being told that she is always with you. And even though the vibration, because everything that we do in life, sometimes we repeat everything in, on the other side, but it's just a very, very vibration. So with with her, I feel like I see her like doing a store, and she's helping people in so many ways. She's like she's just helping them with blessings, prayers, chantings. She's like an angel at the same time. And I almost feel like she reminds me of like a white lighter. She'll, like when you have a pain in your heart, she puts her hand over your heart and she heals it. It's almost like it goes back to Charm. It goes back to the guy Leo. It's almost that kind of feeling. So whenever you have this pain or you feel depressed, she takes those thoughts away and she turns them into positive. So she's always been around you, Tess, and around your friends. So I feel that with her, she's at a very, very, very high vibration, and she's at peace. And I feel that she just loves what she does, and and as a matter of fact, she's smiling, so she's like glowing. She has a beautiful glow to her. It's kind of just like she has all this gold and white aura around her, so she's very in tune with God. She serves for God. She worked for God even in life, and now she's working for God in death. So whatever God wants her to do, He assigns her. So she is not only with y'all, but she's a spirit guide to others. And I'm being told with psychic children, she helps psychic children. And she comes to her. She goes to psychic children in a way where she doesn't scare them. She goes to them to where she shows like her colors of aura, like a golden white color. So that people that are new to their gifts, she shows them like some kind of like comfort, that when she sees them, that no, don't be scared. I'm not here to hurt you. So she's always been protecting people, and not just y'all, but she's protecting a lot of people. So she's doing a lot of work up there.
I would believe that. That doesn't surprise me at all.
No.
She did a lot of work down here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny you say that, because I do feel that even with me, everything that you give out in life, you receive back. And even when you cross over, you get twice as much because it's a different vibration. It's a different level. You can be at like 100 places at once. It's almost like you just think of the person, boom, you snap, and you're there. Then you think of another person. You can be like at 5 places, and you can't even tell the difference. She can be at 2 places at once. It's almost like she's a clone. She could be like, she's just flying with her wings, and she's just doing what she's got to do.
Yeah, I totally believe that. I see her regularly, and I know that to be true.
And with you, Tess, I do feel that she's a big inspiration for you because you've gone through a lot. And I know that you said you wanted your own show, and I do feel that she guided you into doing it, and she inspires you. So I do feel that with that, it gives you that you know what your purpose is. You didn't give up on it, you know. Even though there's a lot.
She definitely helped me. Yeah, she definitely helped me find my purpose and helped me come out of the paranormal closet. Had she not been the first person I asked, hey, you want to do this with me? Like, I don't think I'd be doing Four Corners Paranormal today. And she really has guided me a lot and taught me so much. She taught me how to shield myself and ground myself and was teaching me about different stones. And like I said, I inherited some books, so I'm still kind of learning from her, you know, as much as I can pick them up. But she was one of the most amazing people I'd ever known, and I'm so grateful that she was in my life. And had it not been for her, I would have never met Rhonda, my sister Rhonda, and she's amazing too. And yeah, we're just
back at you, girlie.
Oh, I'm so grateful for you, for sure.
I'm grateful for you too, my love.
And I wish you weren't leaving, but I know that's what you have to do.
Yeah,
it's what I have to do.
See, but even though I'm being told that no matter if she leaves and she's going to be not living where you're at, but I feel like no matter what, Tessa, she's always going to be connected to you. That can never be broken, because as a matter of fact, I'm being told that you both are soul sisters. Y'all were sisters in another life. Even
yeah, I call her that. Hey, soul sister.
So
I just thought I was
exactly.
So I do feel that no matter how far apart you are, you're always going to be there. And then when she's around, you're going to feel her. Like when something's wrong with her, you're going to call her. And then sometimes she'll just come out of the blue and she's going to call you. So I feel like you're going to both be doing a lot of healing energy and a lot of chakra work and crystal work with each other.
I would believe that too. I think that's exactly true.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I pick up off for both of you, and I think y'all were very good. And even though I didn't even know you, Rhonda, but it's nice to meet you. Hopefully you add me on. Hopefully you add me on Facebook, and if you don't, then add me and check me out.
Well,
I promise.
That just reminded me, Rhonda, about. Okay, I think it was the first paranormal investigation you came out on with us, and you were riding up with Kat, and all of a sudden, I don't know if it was Siri or what, but it popped on and was like fear itself.
No.
What was it?
There's nothing to fear but fear itself.
Right.
And that happened. Remember after we had done the dead time. We had gone through it. We were packing everything up. Everything was on the table. The lights were on. We were all chit-chatting. And the paranormal, the one that spits out all the words, had been spitting out random words. Just one word here and one word there. Yeah, the ghost reader. And then all of a sudden it spit out in full sentence, there is nothing to fear but fear itself.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was crazy. We all stopped dead. It was just the craziest happening. I mean, you couldn't have made that happen like that.
Yeah, it was so out there, and we're like, what the hell did it just say? And we kind of had a conference about that. But, yeah, we had run into different spirits, and a lot of them were people who had gone up there hunting. And they died because of oxygen intake. They weren't used to the elevation, so they were dying because they didn't have enough oxygen, and so that was pretty hardcore, and, oh, God, I don't know, maybe that's a peaceful way to go, perhaps not. Sometimes you get the delusions, and then you just go to sleep, and then you just don't wake up, but that was pretty Crazy.
Well, remember that time too? We had met the woman who Kat said had been. Remember, she had said something awful had happened in that cabin, and that she felt it was like assault type of behavior. And then we met the man of the cabin who was very aggressive and assertive and didn't want us there.
Oh,
and we met the
yeah.
2 little girls. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he was very ugly and it made me sick
Very
to my
ugly.
stomach.
Yeah, he was a very ugly energy.
Wow.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have been some interesting places.
Yeah, I
together.
believe that was, oh my goodness, Pine River Lodges, I think is where that
Yep,
happened.
it was.
And then before that, I think you were there when we went for our preliminary for the railroad station, and that's when we met Kate, and she came up with all those words, and we're like, hey, here, Jeff, here's the words we got, and he's like, Kate Johnson was a prostitute from Alamosa, so on and so forth, and due to us doing that, we were able to help free her from purgatory. She came back 3 months later, but she still was free, and now she's not held back by what she believed in her religious upbringing. You know what I mean?
Yep. That's an amazing story. I love that story.
Me too. That's like my favorite. I try not to tell it too much, but it does happen.
Well, and it's because you cannot explain these kind of things, and the information that you get from the other side, like what Chris gets, is information that nobody, unless they've experienced it or they understand it or they've interacted with it themselves, nobody understands it. Nobody gets it, and it's scary to some people.
And I think with me, I mean, even though I know there's a lot of, we're in the 2000s, but I think a lot of people, I'm not disrespecting religion, but I think a lot of people are very scared of the unknown. They're scared of what they don't understand. And here in Texas, I want to say, here in San Antonio itself, I know there's a lot of probably people that listen to shows like this, and then there's others that weren't brought up that way, so they stay away from mediums, they stay away from psychics, they stay away from empaths because they don't understand
they fear
it.
the unknown.
But I'm going to tell you something, and it's going to make you think. Watch, even though they're scared of something, they're like, you know what? That's not true because it's not God. It's not of God because they weren't brought up that way. They only, they believe in the Lord, which is good. It's okay. That's fine. Sure. But this is what's the sad part is that when it takes them to be so close-minded when it comes to paranormal phenomenon or something strange that's like pushing them, having shadows by the door or have all this weird paranormal activity, that's when their misdemeanor and their thought patterns change, and they're like, oh my God, this stuff does exist. And then that's when they start calling a paranormal team. And then most paranormal teams always, not all of them, but the most that I've known, always carry a psychic. So when they come into your home, that's when everything changes and they blow your mind, because if they can pick up something that they're not even, that the psychic or the whoever's going into your house, they know something that only what you experience, then it blows your mind and you change your thoughts, and you're like, there is a God, that there is people that do this kind of work, and that there is light workers that work for God. You know what I'm saying? So that's when everything changes, and it's sad for that to happen, but sometimes it does. It takes something so traumatic for them to happen just for them to come to us. And it shouldn't be that way. It really shouldn't, but it's just that they're so close-minded.
Agree.
And it's just...
Agree. And sometimes it's a near-death experience that will create that situation.
Yeah, that too.
I don't know if you were
themselves.
Yeah, I don't know if you were online with us earlier, but Aaron had a near-death experience. He was hit on his mountain bike by a vehicle, and then that brought me to my near-death experience, and it really does wake you up and make you realize life is important. It does matter whether you live or die, because a lot of people don't get the gift of living this full life that we get to, and so life is a gift and you should treat it as such. And I know we're all spiritual beings having a human experience, but the longer you get to go, the more you learn, and that's what it's really all about, is learning. for us. We need to learn these different lessons, and they may be really, really, really effing hard. I really wanted to say the real word, but I'm going to be polite. But they're really, really hard, but we need to learn them, and it takes a little bit to get the lesson, but then you realize what the lesson really is, and life is a gift for those of you who feel like there's nothing more to live for, so on and so forth. There is so much, and until you come to that near-death experience, sometimes it's hard to see. Like, I was at that point where I really didn't care whether I lived or died, and I had a daughter at the time, and I had people I loved in my life, but at the same time, I was hurting so bad, I really didn't care, and so it was really exciting, kind of flying by the seat of my pants, but at the same time, after I had that accident and I almost died, so many things were opened up to me, and I realized, oh, wow, look how beautiful the stars really are, or that sunrise, or that sunset, or the freaking forest, or the trees, or that valley. Like, there's so many things out there that are so beautiful that people aren't getting to experience because they've been taken, whether there's another purpose for them or it was just their time. And another thing that amazes me is people that are so ugly and hateful get to live forever. And perhaps that is a punishment. I don't
Absolutely.
know. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, and to be honest, I feel like the life that we live right now, we choose what it is. And if you choose to be ugly and you choose to be negative, then you're already living in your purgatory. In this life, on this plane, you're in your own purgatory. The problem is, especially with people who take, who quit before their time is done, they're going to have to live this life again. We all, until we have learned the lessons that we are set to learn, to be the angels that we are supposed to be, we're going to have to keep repeating life,
until you get it. Until you get it right.
Until we have learned those lessons. Yes.
And that to me is what makes... And then when you learn those lessons,
you get to pass those on.
Yeah, and that to me is what makes reincarnation make sense. That's why I've always been an old soul. I've never fit in, and I know so many things other people don't, but there's still more things I need to learn, and I have learned a lot this lifetime.
Absolutely.
And I'm passing those on to people I know and my kids and everything, and hopefully I'll help them not to have to repeat this life so often, but at the same time, it's a lesson. We have to learn so many things, and it's amazing. I'm happy to be here and to know you, Rhonda and Chris, and be living this human experience as a spiritual being. To me, it's amazing. Absolutely. Sometimes it's dull, but there are amazing portions of it.
Well, absolutely. But the best part of this life is it is what you make it.
Indeed.
And the best part of that is if you embrace all these nuances, all these things that people think are wacky or unfamiliar or scary, those are the things that help promote you from this life to that life and give you the step up. Because you're learning these things, you're embracing these things about you and about life and about the realities. If I honestly feel that people like Chris, who have the ability to communicate on a higher level, are one up from the people who are denying that plane even exists.
Yeah, exactly.
You're that step closer to achieving the goal in life, which is to be a better person and to be able to communicate more freely and openly on all levels.
Yeah, and I think,
spiritually, emotionally. Yeah,
that's true. But you see, that's the thing. Like I said, it just takes sometimes traumatic stuff just for someone to change their mindset. It just completely changes. And sometimes it takes a near-death experience, but it shouldn't do that. But sometimes it just happens that way, and that's when we come in and we change their mind, and they're like, oh, wow, this is something that I never grew up with. But then sometimes it's not just that. I think with the parents, that tell the kids, well, you're just watching scary movies and don't be watching that. that's where they brainwash them, and they close their mind to where just when they want to know about things, they're afraid to ask because they were taught not to believe in that. So
Exactly.
that's another issue that, when people just don't believe in the psychic, it changes. They need to have a way of thinking, and I think that's what's wrong with society. We have so many people that are good, but then there's also, but listen to this, there is a lot of impersonators that are claiming to be psychic, and that energy flows negativity. So when they go to different people,
Absolutely,
they give them a reading, and they're like, no, this person's fake, and then they start seeing how much they charge and that. So when they come to another psychic, they're so closed-minded that then they're like, oh, then everybody else is fake, and that's where we have to try to get through that wall that that other person did damage to them, and we tell them, you know what, just forgive them, pray for them, and say, you know what, yes, they were not the real deal, but you gotta forgive, and then open your heart to the divine, and let a person that really is connected to spirit, and will open your mind again, and then that's when you start believing in things. But sometimes it takes a lot of work. It's not easy.
True.
Well, my loves,
and to touch on something else that you said. Sorry.
We do have to go to break. So to our listeners, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this musical break.
Right through. You've cleansed my soul and washed away all the pain. You wash every part. Your love lives higher than all of the stars in the sky. So high. I may not wish on you to be by my side. You loving me, I feel like flying. You loving me, I feel like crying. Tears of joy fall from
empowers me. It gives me the energy to move beyond my capabilities. There is no limit to what your love can do.
I feel chemistry whenever you're close to me, and I cannot explain your energy, 'cause you're pulling me like gravity. It feels so strong, I cannot escape your electricity. This rush keeps flowing through to my veins. This feeling's insane, and I can't explain. I will never be the same. I will never be the same. This rush keeps flowing through to my veins. This feeling's insane, and I can't explain. I will never be the same. I will never be the same. Physical attraction holds us like a magnet, and I cling to you like static, and I can't let go. Your love is so dynamic, makes me a fanatic, got me feeling ecstatic. Ooh, my heart's up to this rush flowing through to my veins. This feeling's insane, and I can't explain. I will never be the same. I will never be the same. This rush keeps flowing through to my veins. This feeling's insane, and I can't explain. I will never be the same. I will never be the same. This rush keeps flowing through to my veins. This feeling's insane, and I can't explain. I will never be the same. Straight right through your heart. This rush flowing through to my veins. This feeling's insane, and I can't explain. I will never be the same. I will never be the same. Be the same. You know what you've done to me. I'm feeling so excited, feeling strong, and I can't fight it. Oh, do you know what you've done to me? Got me feeling so inspired, set my heart and soul on fire. Let's create a love that's strong. Let's make life a happy song. Let's bring joy to everything. Let's enjoy what loving brings. Let's create a love that's so strong. Let's make life a happy song. Let's bring joy to everything. Let's enjoy what loving brings. This rush keeps flowing through to my veins. This feeling's insane, and I can't explain. I will never be the same. Ooh, this rush keeps flowing through to my veins. This feeling's insane, and I can't explain. Ooh, I will never be the same.
Your voice is the sword,
No.
and I'm the microphone. I receive what you say to me.
I will never find someone else like you. You make me feel so good in your love, like some my heart, like electricity. I will never find
Yeah, okay. I want it all. Even if you stepping out of bounds, keep ballin'. I want it all. Diamonds and cars, building big yachts, close up the stars, buying the bars. Own it is ours. I want it all, big or small. No more of a downfall. I want it all. I want it all. I want it all. I could sign your baseball. Money making it rain fall on a big mall. Owning the whole block, driving to the mailbox. Cruising in my yacht, I gotta get up out this box. I want it all. I always knew that I would be rich, don't doubt for a minute. Speaking to existence, hoping and feeling to give away $1 million. Just be chilling in the tallest building. Say hello to the mission and vision with me. Hello. Watch cost about 150. Rolex diamond luxury city. Next to Movado, motto cocked before the arrival. Lamborghini with bass high, I can hear it all. Sit back, sun roof up, is the stars. High performance car, super saloon, exclusive rims spinning hard. Always wanted to build a park. Obstacles to enter, a lot more for the kids. Recreation centers, I want it all. Red bricks, cream coated, painted marble fountain as I pass. Walking the stone path, heated pool, home theater for all of my family. Wanna do it for my city. Can't wait to see the chandeliers hanging from the ceiling. I want it all. Diamonds and cars, building big yachts, close up the stars. Buying the bars, own it is ours. I want it all, big or small. No more up or downfall. I want it all. I want it all. I want it all. I could sign your baseball. Money making it rain fall on a big mall. Owning the whole block, driving to the mailbox. Cruising in my yacht, I gotta get up out this box. I want it all. I'm inside of a dungeon, life involves repercussions. Could the consequences leave me boxed up, feeling suction? How could this bad mistake have me thinking ways to escape? Catching the case, wanting it all has been replaced. Look at a cellmate face, I know they can't relate. I know trust in the soul, heck no, it's to stay safe. Up in the place where my food is cold on my plate. It ain't no breaks, it's a time to concentrate. Watching my back, got stabbed by too many snakes. Who times dragged against the bars is a rude away. Mind race, body cold, hard to embrace. The situation made me think, why did I miss that? Hey, and common sense of being solved in so many ways. During the problem thoughts, I forgot I want it all. Forgot I had a dream to rule it, forgot to remember that all my fans had a thought that I can have it all. I want it all, staring at the walls, walking down the halls, wait for my collect call, supposed to be at a concert hall. Instead, I want it all behind bars, can't reach for a star. It's a fear, I want it all. 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 Diamonds and cars, building big yards, close up the stars, buying the bars, own it is ours. I want it all, big or small, no more of a downfall. I want it all. Diamonds and cars, building big yards, close up the stars, buying the bars, own it is ours. I want it all, big or small, no more of a downfall. I want it all. I want it all, I want it all. I could sign your baseball. Money making it rain fall on a big mall. Owning the whole block, driving to the mailbox. Cruising in my yacht, I gotta get up out this bodice. I want it all. Mystique, mystique.
Welcome back, all of those out there listening to We Are Paradox Media, Late Night in the Rockies. Right now, we are joined by Psychic Chris Garcia, and we also have my soul sister Rhonda on the line. Welcome back, guys. So great to have you.
Hello, and it's Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you tonight?
How are you doing, Chris? I'm doing pretty
good. I'm doing good, a lot better, Nikki. You know what kind of BS I did the other night? You know that's always drama with me. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you what happened.
Drama.
I just it's always something with me. It's like a never ending thing for me. It's just I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to discuss it on the air because somebody could be listening. So shh. But anyways,
she likes to follow.
But see, that's
she likes to follow you, dear.
I know she does.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Why are you calling me?" And you're like, "You're the one who called."
And doing it during party hours where everybody's hearing it too.
Oh, you know what? Sorry. You know what, Nikki? Remember what we were talking about last week when you heard me on a different show? Tess, I gotta ask you something. And me and Nikki were talking since, I think it was, I need to look at my calendar because the calendar's right behind me, but I don't want to turn around. I want to say, when was the last show I did? Let me look at the calendar. Oh no, that's for October, so I have to go back. I think it was sometime in, wait, I have to look at my Facebook, but it was in, you know what? I take it back. It was on September the 27th. Well, Nikki had a show with a different friend of mine. She does her,
Awakening the Unknown.
because I help Nikki too. And we were talking about this, and we noticed, me and this other guy, that we clicked because y'all both are good together, because it was his radio show. And we were talking about tongue tied. Now the question I'm going to ask you, Tess, have you been getting tongue tied? Like when you talk, sometimes you'll like say something and then you just.
Actually, the last couple weekends, and I was trying to keep an eye on it this weekend and be like, why are you getting tongue-tied, and trying not to, but yeah, definitely last weekend, and then I think I had one tongue-tie during the intro, but otherwise it went good.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Yeah.
And I was telling Nikki that too, because
it.
I was thinking, and then I was thinking to myself, I was like, what's going on? And then I told Nikki, I said, am I the only one? And she's like, no, Chris, you're not the only one. And then I'm thinking, what's going on? Is this everybody? And then I even asked Nikki, I said, you know what? I'm going to ask Tessa when I'm on her show. And that's why, Amy, I remembered to ask you, because I was thinking, oh shit, if it's not just us, then it's going to be you, Tess, too, because you're at a very high vibration. So
you guys are negatively influencing me. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God! But but I know we're not alone, so I know we're not. But yeah, but it's not only just me, but there's another friend of mine that he does show. He's like, Chris, what is going on? I was like, is it the autumn? Is it the October? And he goes, it must have something in October that's making everybody tongue tied, or like, I don't know. It's like the spirits are talking faster. It's like the spirits are talking faster. Yeah,
very possible. The magnetic pull.
Yeah, and I can. You know what's so weird is the years go by. It seems to me in my head, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the world, and it's just getting thinner and thinner and thinner. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, how more thin are you going to show me this crap? So when I'm seeing this, this stuff, and I'm thinking, it's showing me thinner because every October, every year, it seems like it's just getting thinner and thinner and thinner.
It is.
And there's and it's more communication, and it's just it's just mind blowing to where you're thinking, instead of having like two spirits, you can have like up to 20 spirits in one room, and you're like, hold on. What it's like you're talking to like so many people in the room. Like right now, I'm doing the show, and I feel like I have lots of people around me. That's how that was so thin, and I don't know if or if it's just me. But I feel like I have thousands of people. I think it
started that one time when you did that road trip and you were out in the field and things started surrounding you there.
Yes.
And then it just kept going and going and going and going from that point for all of us.
And wasn't that in September?
Yes. No.
It was like the beginning of September?
I think so.
Well, when I was...
I think it was in August then.
No, it was July. It was July.
Oh,
are you sure?
Yeah, because remember, I was in California in July, and you called me, and you're like, I don't know if I can do the show because I'm on the road, and we'll see how the interception is and stuff. So it was July.
Yeah.
Is when it started.
Wow.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. When I was at Forest Moon Paranormal Paracon last weekend, which was great, by the way, Bill Hauser did a number of ghost box sessions, and in one of and of course you guys know me, I transcribe, I constantly write, like a writing fiend when one of those comes on. And in one of the sessions, he had asked how many spirits are here with us. He asked two different questions. I missed the second question, but it was along the same idea. How many ghosts are here? How many are present?
Wow.
The first answer was 50. The next answer within a matter of seconds was 60.
Oh,
and then I was it wasn't a minute later, but he asked the number of spirits, but it wasn't It wasn't in the room. It was something else. And the first 50 and 60 answers, those two answers, were given by one male ghost. And the last answer was given by a female, and she had said 37. That's a lot of spirits to be coming through in a room.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like,
how many
a
people were there?
Paracon that is like in Las Vegas, or the ones that are held in the
bigger
gigantic
events.
ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a gigantic event where you've got thousands of people showing up. And I can't even, that would boggle my mind.
You know what? I think with the bigger events, like
you're talking, it's getting thinner and thinner.
Yeah, and it's weird too, because now that you mention that, in my head, you know, with all these big time celebrities like the Ghost Brothers, Chip Coffey, Amy Allen, the Ghost Hunters, Jason, Grant, I could just imagine how much, especially the bigger psychics, you know, with the names and all that, you know, with all these vendors. I want to say just a random number of how many people would be in the bigger events. You know what number I got? 1,000.
I'm afraid to ask.
1,000 spirits. That's a lot of people.
And they're all vying for whoever is a psychic, specifically a medium, whoever has those abilities in that room. They're gonna. I mean,
they're gonna talk to them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're gonna come down on them big time. I mean, and that makes perfect sense to me, because when I get into I don't know about you, Chris, but when I get into a state where I'm just about to fall asleep, and that pathway in my brain is starting to finally relax and shut down for the night and actually start to go to sleep, man, I hear them. And that's what really wakes me right back up. I mean, I'm wide awake after it, because I can hear anywhere from 5 to 15, and they're talking to each other, but they're doing it next to me.
Yeah. and it's funny that
sleep here. Hello.
and that's the thing too, because like when we were on the other show that you were listening to, I felt them like all around me. And that's what I think Leo felt them too, because he was like getting tongue-tied, and he's like, I don't usually get this way. And then I asked him, you know, when we were like, even during the break, and then after we came back, I said, is this normal? He's like, not really, because it's the energy that October brings. And and it seems like they're just coming with all these different spirits, and they could be just, like talking among each other and thinking like, well, they're talking and you're sleeping, and you're like, she's not paying attention. And you're just like, hello, I can hear you and I can see you as well. So can you please be quiet and talk among each other? Go to somebody else, because I'm trying to sleep. Because I mean, I've had times where they just will just chat away. It's like they won't stop. And it's just so weird too, because they would just not leave it. But I was the only person on the phone besides Nikki.
Well, Nikki, did you have any more questions for Chris? Because we do have another caller.
Yes, I've got two. I'm looking for a timeline regarding skywatches. Now, I'm asking about the timeline because I received a plethora of information yesterday. Before before our team heard from Michael W. Hall about something that could be potentially big regarding TV. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But what I'm asking about is a timeline for the information that I received, and it has to do with the sky watches and possibly being recorded for TV or some sort of show or something. I don't know if that's going to happen, but
I want to say the
information about it.
Well, I got October the 31st to the end of the beginning of November. Yep. And that's kind of funny because Halloween is very, very active when it comes to manifesting. A lot of people don't know that, but manifesting in October is the big time to manifest what you want, and a lot of people don't know that. But I mean, manifestation can be all year round, but when it comes to like the pagans, the Wiccans, the witches, people that do different types of stuff, this is the time to do it. And I'm not kidding. It's very, the energy is so intense that I feel it like it's stronger than it's been before. And I want to say that it's stronger than last year. That's why I said the veil is very thin, and spirits are coming in like they're just coming in more than usual. And it's not just one, it's not two, it's like anywhere from 50, 60. Sometimes there could be like 80 people in one room. Yep. So the numbers are going higher. So yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Okay. So, and then
then
the next one I've got is regarding an ongoing case I'm on, or working on. I and a number of people who are working on. What year and what season do you receive that it will come to a head?
I want to say by next year. I want to say like in the fall. I want to say like I'm getting like, I hear like late December to... No, that was for the other question. Sorry. The other one, what you just asked me, was January. I got January. I thought you were asking me for the other question. But I was...
Wait a minute, hon. You're cutting in and out. January of 2020?
I'm getting like from January to... It's like January and February time frame. So it's going to be like in the fall. Like turn the winter fall time frame.
Wait a minute. Winter, fall? You mean fall, winter?
Yes, like in January, February. Because most times it gets really cold in January and February. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Okay. That's what I wanted to know, and now I will move on. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Nikki. I'm so glad you called in.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Nikki.
Hi, guys. Hi.
We have area code 905. Who are we talking to?
My name is Dennis. People call me Dream Master.
Hello, Dream Master. So good to hear your voice.
Yeah. Thank you for taking my call.
No worries.
What you're speaking of, it kind of like triggers me in regards to the energies that are occurring right now, especially with, if you want to, energy workers. It's like for me myself, I get labeled a lot of things, and I've just noticing the energies now. I've never experienced before in my life before, right? And I've experienced a lot of different waves, different shifts, different phasings. And you mentioned the veil, the way the veil is thinning. Yeah, I think it broke. Like for a lot of people, like some, that kind of like that. Yeah. Where I refer to as being, excuse me, multi-dimensionally phasing, right? Like a phase. Like I phase, like I feel as though I phase in and out, right? During waking time, right? Yeah. So I just wanted to, because just as your last few words you were mentioning before I was brought on, thank you again for bringing me on. We've hit the apex, the acne and whatnot, and this is we're smoothing down now, but like big energy was happening. So you figure like December or something, no, right? Yeah, I know that was a lot of like stuff, but yeah.
And I was going to ask you, now that you mentioned that you're asking these questions, since you are experiencing this awakening and the veil thinning, and and the spirits are just talking, like there could be like 20 or 50 or even 100 people. Are you noticing that you're getting tongue-tied at the same time sometimes when you talk to people?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are experiencing that, and and you know what? And I don't know what is causing that. The only thing that I can come up with at the moment is that they're telling me that with all this energy, the veil's very thin. So when the spirits are talking, they're talking 100 miles an hour, and they're talking among each other. So what they're doing is they expect us to keep to stay at the same vibration they are, even though they're on the other side. So they're trying to talk like and since we're like getting similar to the same level, but they're at a higher level that they're just talking and talking and talking and talking. You're just like, be quiet. Let me, take one person at a time. So it's like you're, like you said, it's multiple tasking to where you have to be able to talk to like 30 people at one time. That's what they're doing.
See, it's very interesting. Okay, it's very interesting because I'm sure you're familiar with these terms, downloads. Where I get for me, I call them downloads. I get information because I do a lot of astral travel, out of body, remote viewing, and stuff like that, right? And dream sharing and the rest of that, right? And so lately I'm getting a lot of downloads, and it's like when I first started getting this, they freaked me out. Because the information was coming in too hard, too fast. And so, they started with analogies. Okay, pictures. Always pictures, never language. Like, wow. I've never heard speak. Like, I've got all the senses, sight, hear, smell, taste, and all the rest of that stuff, right? And then I get numbers. Okay. So now they're working with numbers. See, I get symbols, like they'll, put me, do, even mandalas or whatever like that, right? And I get a lot of downloads because I for me, believe that I'm a conduit, right? Like as many are.
Yeah, you're many things. Yeah, you're many things. Yeah, I know where you're coming from. Yeah. And
right.
And speaking of that, I was going to ask you, do you see, because in my mind I'm seeing 3s with you, and I'm seeing a lot of 7s, and I'm seeing a lot of 1s. I'm seeing like odd numbers. I'm seeing 1s, 2s, and then I did see 7s, and then I see 3s. It wouldn't surprise me if I see 5s, but that's very odd to see 5s, 6s. But I'm seeing I'm seeing them like come to you like 1 minute you see 111, and I'm seeing like with your phone you're looking like you're doing something, and you look at the time, you're like, oh wow, it's 2:22. So you're seeing all these numbers, and it's like a pattern. It just 1 week you'll see like 2s, then a month later you'll see a bunch of 7s, and it's just like you're just amazed by it, even though you might not pay attention to it like physically, but you're consciously you're noticing the numbers, because you're thinking, what is going on? Is it just me that every time I look at my phone, I always see these same numbers? I'm seeing 222s, for 4s, and it's
12,
something
12,
new.
11, 11. Yeah, it could be 3, 3.
So
it could be 4,
your conscious.
14.
Yeah. So you're seeing a lot of that, and that's what they're telling me.
Numerology. I started studying numerology when I was a kid. Well, when I was like a teenager. Mm-hmm. I started reading cards for my friends. Like I started with Rider-Waite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just see that you're going to be, helping a lot of people, and I think this is, that you're very intrigued with the veil. So I'm being told that you will have visits from your guides, and you will also have loved ones coming through. So you just got to be very aware of that. Pay attention to your dreams, because the veil's, like I said with the last caller. You need to have a dream journal, because they're going to be coming to you, not just in 1, 3s. They're going to come to you in numbers, and I'm not just kidding. They're going to come to you in numbers, and it's just not a small number. It's a lot of them. So you better be ready.
Yeah, when you mentioned this, many people over the decades have mentioned about dream journals. I've never kept one. Mm-hmm. And I know that there was someone mentioned in regards to writing books, and it's interesting because where that close people that kind of like know what I'm, because I talk backwards, and they say, Dennis, you need a translator, right? I understand what you're trying to say, but most people, don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I start from the point, and then I explain what my point was, right?
Yeah.
And then by that time, pardon me?
No, it's just that you're going to be learning with the process of everything that you're doing. Because I see that you're learning a lot, and I think it's come to you. And then it's funny because in my mind, I'm seeing the word math. Can't even think of the word. I can't. See, I'm actually getting tongue-tied just talking about this. No. It's mathematics. That's what I got.
I understood there would be no math. I'm just
Okay.
So I've seen a lot
I'm
of
writing it down. I'm writing it down as you mentioned that. Okay.
So it's
I'm just
mathematics,
teasing.
and then I'm getting
I kid.
geometry.
I'm
For some reason, I'm getting
mathematical.
yeah. So that's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
So you're
Okay.
gonna get a lot of mathematical numbers, and then you're gonna get a lot of geometry along with
Oh
what
yeah.
you're learning.
You know what? You mentioned that, it is killing me because you know what? They're asking me to count stories on building, and they're asking me to do actual formulas, right? And again, I have to work with these symbols, right? It's not like numbers. It's not like 1 to 9 with combinations. These are like hieroglyphs, petroglyphs, or something like that. I got to figure this out, right? And yeah, and they kind of show me. It's like going to school. It's really weird.
Show me the artwork and I'm all good, but don't try to give me any equations because otherwise you can go flock off a fucking ridge, you know?
But you know what, Tessa? Now that he's telling me that he's very interested with the veil, that tells me that it's connecting to a lot of people that are awakening, the ones that are paying attention, and the ones that are not paying attention. They're gonna see the world like flying fast in front of them, but they're not acknowledging it.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I love Dennis. He's a lot of fun. He's got a lot of stuff going on too, and we've talked about dream journals and other things like that, and it's hard to keep up with this stuff. We got another call coming in.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for taking my call. Thank you very much.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Dennis.
Good day.
Hey,
It was so awesome having you. Area code 360. Who are we talking to?
Oh my gosh, am I on already?
Yes, Yvonne. Aloha, sister.
Yeah, hey, I have a question, but I wanted to make an announcement. I'm going to be a grandma.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
I heard that's the most precious gift ever. To be a grandmother, you can feed your grandchild candy and send them home. And not let the parents rest.
The
sooner we get finished, the sooner.
Yeah,
I think you need to mute your show.
Pardon me?
I heard a show in the background. I was just saying, mute the show in the background.
Yeah, but anyway, my concern is in regard they would like me to either move closer or live with them so that I can help with the baby because they're going to be both working. But I do have some concern about her fiance because he comes from a different culture, and his perception concerns me. Because one, he perceives the child like, well, it's his kid and he can do anything he wants. And then also, he had been physically abused a lot, by one of his parents. Mm-hmm. And so he believes like in whopping the kid. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you have to. I don't believe in abusing kids and stuff, but as long as he doesn't take it overboard, it can be good because a lot of people these days are not. So they say spare the rod, spoil the child in biblical terms or whatever.
Yeah.
If you don't punish your child, they're just going to walk all over you and they're not going to respect your discipline. So just because he doesn't come from the same background as you guys, don't offshed him yet. Watch him for a little while and see how it goes and see if it's acceptable. If not, then nip it in the butt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I told him, spanking, can be necessary. But I found that there's a pattern also that people that have been severely physically abused can cross the line, too, because they're no longer punishing the child, but acting out of their own, past history. And I guess that's what I'm concerned about. You know what I mean? Because I spanked my child.
But I'm not getting a lot of red flags on that part. Chris,
okay. Yeah, because, I sensed that, was he just trying to be macho with me or what? You know what I mean? Kind of thing.
He probably thinks he has to make up for a lot of stuff, but I feel like I'm cutting Chris off. Chris, what are you feeling here?
Well, I think it's probably just that he's just coming from a different culture. I guess just try to understand him more better. He might have different beliefs, so that's completely different from you. So just keep your eyes open on how he matures I mean, how he handles, when they don't listen. Just make sure that if you see it's more abusive, then you just say, you know what, you need to stop doing that. But, but honestly, I don't feel anything that you have to worry about unless if he starts pulling their hair and throwing them across the room. Then yes, no, that's red flag. Then that's when you need to call law enforcement.
Yeah, there's outlandish stuff you need to look out for, and for sure when it goes beyond what it should be as far as discipline, definitely throw the flag in and kick him in the balls or whatever you need to do to get his attention, because I don't know. I feel like he's all right, and I'm not feeling any threat, feeling your energy. But if he does go beyond that because of abuse that he has sustained, but I went through a lot of abuse physically and sexually, and I got counseling, so on and so forth, and I was able to break the cycle. A lot of people don't do that, and they don't break the cycle, but I think this guy is on the right path, and I don't think you should stress as much as you are, but do definitely keep an eye out and make sure that everything is going okay. But I think everything looks beautiful. I think your family is beautiful.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I think they, I get the sense that there's been some maturity that's occurred, type thing between he and the person that abused him, type thing. And I just, was kind of like hoping that, he does heal, you know what I mean? So it doesn't become a problem.
Well, you know what you can do if you're worried about it, then do some praying for him. And then just do some healing for him. You don't have to tell him anything. Just do some praying for him, and just keep that to yourself. And then when you move to help to raise kids, you're going to see the result of what you did.
Yeah, well, I'm more of a kind of like step back person. You know what I mean? Until I see something that is not right, then I have to, say something. I'm not a person to like jump to assumptions. I rather sit back first, observe, assess, and see where it's going at. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. But I was just, getting a little bit anxious in the way he was viewing it, type thing and stuff because, I spanked my daughter, but then I also found with my daughter, it was really easy. All I had to do was talk to her and she would be totally wrecked. I mean, you know what I mean?
And I think he's feeling a little stressed out because not only does he have a new child coming into the family, but he has people watching him, and I think he's feeling a little bit of stress, but I think he's going to do a really awesome job with it. I don't think you need to stress about it at all. Once something does come out, which I don't think it will, but if something does come out, definitely pull your horns out and put that in control, but I don't see anything coming about as far as that. I think he's broken the cycle, and he wants a better life for his kids than he had.
Well, yeah, he definitely seems to be happy. I mean, meeting, my family and me and stuff, and he's very respectful, you know what I mean? But I can see where, because I'm so laid back and stuff, people then start, how would I say, revealing themselves to me and stuff. And so I kind of like was, whoa, let me step back for a moment, you know what I mean? Type thing. But I was glad that he felt comfortable to share with me the wounds that he had, and that he had, that where he needs healing, and that's where I'm directing my energies.
Just keep doing that.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For the clarity.
Yvonne, so much for calling in. I love hearing from you every time. I love your energy. You give me a boost.
Okay, baby.
Every time you call in, I'm like, woo, I got my Yvonne boost.
Don't worry, Tessa. You're always in my meditations and prayers to send out energy to you.
Oh, I love you, sister, and thank you so much for that.
Okay, baby. Aloha.
Aloha. Mahalo. We'll see you soon, I
Mahalo
hope.
to you also, Chris.
See you later. Be careful.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, Yvonne. I love her energy, and I'm surprised that she stayed on so shortly. I think we got to the root of her issues.
Yeah, because I know some people just don't want to hear the truth, and you know how that works, Tess. I know that you told me what you said, but we're not going to talk about that on the air. But I mean, I I appreciate it, and I know that everybody cares, but it's just that I can say that I've healed. It's just that it's just the issue of this and that. But I know that God's gonna help me out and heal, and then my grandma helps me. So I can actually say that I've gone through a lot of stuff, but I'm seeing that I've progressed. But it's gonna just take me a little bit longer. So, but I know that I've grown and helped a lot of people. And when I look back at everything, if I had the chance to take anything back, meeting the people that I, on their shows and stuff, I wouldn't change it for the world because it's a beautiful feeling. And I know that I have a lot of work to do, and I love what I do, and I give it my highest self and my, from my heart chakra that, that when it comes to, from the guidance from the higher source, I just say, you know what, you can use me as, what you need to tell, what I need to tell the client. You use me and tell me what they need to know, not what they need to hear. It's what they need to know. And they give them that point of direction. So.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, everything we've been through, and there's so many times that I've thought back on my history, being molested and abused, and losing my mom at a young age, and my dad going into, he used to drink and party, but he went hardcore into alcohol and drugs, and I always often think back about things that I would change about my life, but I would not change anything, because if I had, that would change the path I'm on right now, and I don't want to do that. Like, the path I'm on right now feels so good to me, and yes, recently, I don't know if it's something in retrograde or what, but I've been just trying to sleep, and sleep, and it's so crazy. Like, generally, I wake up and I can't go back to sleep, but within the last month or so, I can just go back to sleep, and it feels like heaven, and that's all I want to do. And I don't know if it's winter coming or what, but it's pretty intense.
That's funny you say that too, because I had so many times where I just couldn't sleep, and now it's like when I just get tired, I'll stay awake for a little while and look at my social media, and I'll just lay down and look at the ceiling, and I fall asleep in peace. I don't fall asleep like angry, because every time I would always have issues, I would fall asleep upset. My body would hurt, and I just would stay up all hours of the night. Now it's not even like that anymore. Like, for the past 3 nights, I slept through the whole night, and my mom's like, the next day, she was, how did you sleep? I said, I slept good, and she just looked at me, and she goes, that's good that, that you're healing. And I said, she goes, I know it takes time, there's going to be people that are going to tell you what you need to do, but you heal in your own time, and, just listen to what everybody tells you. And I told her, I said, I am. It's just that, it's like what we did with Rhonda. Sometimes we're good giving it, but we're not good taking it. So it's not offensive. It's just that sometimes we heal in our own time. So, and I feel like me.
That's what I was trying to tell Aaron earlier. Don't let somebody come in and tell you, okay, you need to get rid of this or get over this already. There is no amount of time for healing that is prescripted. Like, everybody goes through their own time of healing. Everybody has a different outcome as far as the time it takes to heal. When you lose a mother or father or children, for Pete's sake, like, it's so hard losing your kids, and especially, like, I've lost children in my womb. I didn't have to have that connection where they came out and I was able to hold them and see them and have that different connection. Well, Aaron had a connection with his kid until he was like 27, 28. So that's really hard, No parent should have to go through that to lose their child, and I don't know. I just get good feelings about it. I know his kid's around. He's wanting him to know that he's there and that he's okay, and everything's going to be okay. And for him to go through that accident, so on and so forth, like, that is just really amazing, And it does happen.
Yeah.
And I've known my father-in-law. He had an incident where he went off the road. He received a really severe head injury, and after that, he was able to predict earthquakes in different areas. He was able to predict tunnels from Mexico to America, so on and so forth. And shortly after, you'd see all this shit on the news, you know? And it was really interesting to see that going on. It was very interesting and intriguing to me, like, holy shnikes. And he used to do dowsing with with a crystal on a chain.
Yeah.
What do they call that?
Yeah.
It's not dowsing, it's
Pendulums?
yeah, it's a pendulum. It's kind of like scribing or something like that. It's not dowsing, it's scribing or whatnot. But he'd do that over a map, and he was able to repeatedly find different things like belt buckles, emblems that were on uniforms, so on and so forth. Tunnels from Mexico to America, earthquakes that were about to happen, and people would take them lightly, and they'd always happen. He had a severe head trauma, and it was after that that happened. Okay, we have another call coming in.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, we have a call from area code 970. Who are we talking to?
Tony.
Tony?
Yes.
Hey, how's it going?
So how can I help you?
Hey, dear, how you doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So how can I help you tonight?
I just want to see
Like what I
what's
pick up?
coming. Excuse me?
No, you just wanted me to tell you like what I pick up. You don't have anything in general that
Yes, and see what's coming up and what you honestly do pick up.
Well, honestly, I see like a lot of transformation, like a change. I see a move. I see a lot of growth, a spiritual awakening. I do see that your loved ones, the ones that have passed away, they're guiding you into the right path and what you're supposed to be doing. Pay attention to different signs in front of you because they're talking to you all the time. I'm being told to pay attention
to what did you say?
Signs, different things that call out to you, or different things that you see in your sleep. Even things when you're driving, pay attention to your phone, like different numbers, odd numbers. And then also pay attention to your dreams too, because you're going to be getting a lot of information that's going to guide you into what the next step is.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something, I don't know if you're into the paranormal, but I know I don't like to be told anything, but I do see that you're interested into the psychic phenomenon, but I also get like paranormal, that you're into it, but you just was brought up not to, you know what, just let me put that back. Let me take that back. You were taught to stay away from it. But you were always drawn to it. But when you were a child, you were taught not to believe in that stuff because they told you it's not of God. You know, God doesn't give people gifts.
It's the devil.
Yeah, it's the devil. Exactly.
Well, I've seen a lot of ugly things, and let's see, how do I put it to you? They were not good things. They were actually bad things that
would happen.
And that changed a lot of things.
It changed your mind, way of seeing things. I was going to ask you, and it's funny that you mentioned that because I'm getting the word haunted. Was your house haunted as a child? Because that's
not
what I
so
picked.
much. Not so much the house, but it was some things I would see on the road.
The area?
Things that happen. Huh?
The area?
Yeah, the area. So it's kind of like...
Yeah. Yes,
wow.
The area.
Wow. Because I'm getting chills all over my back, and I'm being told that you experienced a lot of things, and it freaked you out because a lot of the stuff didn't make sense, and you're like, why am I seeing all this stuff? Or why do I see things
especially when your
of
family's telling you not to believe that stuff, and you're seeing it. Like, it makes you feel like you're crazy, but you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, this stuff, I could hear it, and no one else could hear it. And it was driving me crazy.
Yeah, that's what makes you feel like you're crazy, because nobody else experiences it until like months or more later, and you're the only one experiencing it, so it makes you feel like you're going crazy or whatnot.
Yeah. But
I just know I slept with my parents for about a week, let me tell you.
I guess, but it's okay because you were terrified.
Because it was that crazy.
Yeah.
It was that crazy, and I was really, real young.
Yeah. Yeah, and some people get, some kids just go through some trauma of being terrified and they run to their parents and sleep on the bed, but it's just something that it happens. Sometimes it happens just to you, and then when you tell them, well, I see a man by the curtain, and they look at you like there's nobody there. It's just sometimes it's just only meant for that person to see stuff, and then sometimes you wonder, and it's so weird because this is what I'm hearing. It almost feels like you feel like you're an outcast, like you're in the wrong family because you're the only one that's experiencing this stuff, and you're like, why isn't this happening to my dad? Why isn't this happening to my brother? Why isn't this happening to my sister?
It's always been different things that had happened in different homes. I've always heard different stuff in the houses. One, we used to have a gentleman that you could almost see him clearly, almost, and he would look into the house.
Wow.
Which we knew of. And then
I got chills when he said that.
The past house we were in, you could always hear kids.
Wow.
And that one really bothered me because we would always hear them, but never see them.
You know what I got with the house? When you said kids, I got burned. Like they got burned or they died in like I see like smoke, and they were trying to get out, but they couldn't reach the latch to the door, so they couldn't get out. So they died in not with the fire, but they died with the smoke, because you know how like when there's a lot of smoke, you can't breathe.
Yeah.
So that's how they died, and that's why you hear them. So, and then about that man that you said you see, I kind of feel like, and it's so weird because this goes, and me, I'm seeing this as the guys are telling me, but they're showing me like the best way to describe this man. It kind of reminds me of the Addams Family, the guy that opens the door. I don't know what those people are called.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, I hate to cut you off, but Chris, we're at the end of our time. 970, I can't remember what your name is, but please hold on because we will finish your reading shortly. But Chris, I just wanted to say thank you so much for being my guest and for joining us tonight on Late Night in the Rockies this evening. I'm so glad you were here tonight.
I know, we'll be glad, and hopefully I'll be back next month. But if y'all want to contact me, just contact me at 210-974-3470, and I'll just leave it with that, guys.
And thank you to all of our listeners on We Are Paradox Media, Facebook, Spreaker, Twitter, Periscope, iHeartRadio, and wherever else you may be listening in the Omniverse tonight. I had a wonderful time this evening, and I can't wait to do it again tomorrow night with guests Chad and Alta Dillon, as well as Caden from, oh my goodness, Southern Ascension Paranormal, as well as myself. We're going to go on a hunt there in New Orleans. But don't forget, you guys, we are all in this together. Together we can make the world a little better, and together, my friends, we are Paradox Media. Because without you, there is no us. Until next time, 99 Love and Light, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you back here, same time, same place, tomorrow night. Feel free to join us on our Skype at Tessa Thomas-Peterson or 1-970-335-9596. But be sure to send me a contact request, otherwise I cannot add you on. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and I hope to see you back here tomorrow evening. 99 Love and Light, and take care of my ewes.